the Winnipeg Arena tonight, the Los Angeles Kings open up a 6-game road trip against their division rivals, the Winnipeg Jets. Hi again, everyone. This is Nick Nixon along with Jim Fox. On the prime ticket portion of our simulcast tonight, you're probably wondering where Bob Miller is. Well, Bob is back in Southern California, where today he attended the graduation of his son Kevin from the Brooks Institute of Photography. And we send our congratulations along to Kevin and, of course, his proud parents, Bob and Judy. Bob will rejoin the Kings for Sunday's game here at the Winnipeg Arena. Jim Fox, a lot of people watching this game tonight, not only because it's a good Smythe Division matchup, because Wayne Gretzky needs 1 point for 2,000. 2,000-point milestone. Before Wayne Gretzky, that number would never have been thrown around. But I think it's a night where all NHL fans are watching the best player to ever play the game. They're going to enjoy this. It's not Wayne Gretzky playing for the LA Kings. It's Wayne Gretzky, the hockey player. Obviously, the Kings and Wayne Gretzky disappointed that he didn't do it at home, but it wasn't like it was a disappointing homestand. The Kings played 6 games and did not lose, winning their last 5. They had 1 tie, and the Kings are doing a lot of things well so far. They're getting off to quick starts, and they're wrapping up their own end in the third period. They're not allowing any outnumbered chances against, and that's really keeping their goals against down. Great goaltending and a great record. And that great record has them atop the Smythe Division. 7 wins, a loss, and a tie, but just 1 point ahead of second-place Calgary. The Flames won last night against Edmonton. Vancouver in third, a record of 500, and a surprise at the bottom, the Winnipeg Jets, 3 games under 500, and in last place, the defending Stanley Cup champion, Edmonton Oilers. Let's talk about Winnipeg. A slow start, but they're a strong hockey club, and they're going to surprise some people in the long run. What's happening to Winnipeg now, the name being thrown around is chemistry. They can't really seem to get it together. They're not surprising anybody this year. Everybody is ready for the Winnipeg Jets. I think it's the same thing the Kings went through last year. Basically, they have the same team on the ice they did last year when they finished 5 games over 500. The notable exception, gone is Dale Howard-Chuck to Buffalo in exchange for a pretty good player, defenseman Phil Housley. Phil Housley is a world-class defenseman. He's got great offensive skills, and he's not going to hurt you defensively. He's looked to be a leader here, quarterback the power play, get the whole team going, playing as a 5-man unit. Well, he'll join Ellett and Newman and Olesen. A great transition game here in Winnipeg. We'll see if the Kings can contain Phil Housley and company and the quick Winnipeg Jets, and if Wayne Gretzky gets that milestone point, number 2,000. Prime Ticket presents Los Angeles Kings Hockey, the Los Angeles Kings Hockey Network.
I want to fly in.
Back here at the Winnipeg Arena in Winnipeg, Manitoba, as we get set for the first meeting between these two Smythe Division rivals. This is only the Kings' second road game this year. Their record 1-0. They won in Vancouver 2.5 weeks ago. The Winnipeg Jets at home, a record of 3-2, and number 99, Wayne Gretzky, at 1,999 points. And tonight is his 857th NHL game. To this point, he has averaged 2.34 points a game in his career. By far and away the best points per game average in the history of the NHL. Next, Mario Lemieux, a shade under 2 points a game at 1.96. Then it really drops off. Michael Bossy, third at 1.49. So just another indication at the quickness and the greatness that Gretzky has achieved in relatively a short time. 2,000 points probably tonight in 11-plus seasons. The scratches for the Kings tonight will be Laidlaw, Halkitis, Jay Miller, Frank Breaux, and Brian Benning. The two clubs now line up at the respective blue lines for the playing and singing of our national anthems.
So proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, came through the night, that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of with love in all thy Son's command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the tune of strong and free. From far and wide, O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
The Los Angeles Kings will set up and defend to our left here in the first period. The Winnipeg Jets to our right. The goaltenders for tonight's game for the Los Angeles Kings, Kelly Rudy, and for the Winnipeg Jets, Bob Essenza. In his third year, Rudy's average 2.95. But Jim Fox, Bob Essenza, 4 career games against the Los Angeles Kings, and they've been good ones.
He's been a great player. He's really quick hands, quick feet. He goes down quite a bit. Tips and screens should be effective against him.
And for the Kings, Kelly Rudy's been alternating with Daniel Berthiaume the last 8 games, a record of 3-1-1. Kelly Rudy, the veteran, 29 years old. This will be his 6th start as he and the Kings again defend to our left. Tonight's opening faceoff is brought to you by AIS. For low-cost auto insurance, call the Auto Insurance Specialists. Face-off at center ice. Ellick's line is out. Ellick with Robitaille and Taylor, controlled by the Jets, and veteran Randy Carlyle shoots it in. Far boards, Luke Robitaille has it, plays it behind his net where McSorley gathers it in. Just underway from Winnipeg. McSorley up and out to Ellick. He slashed at Carlyle. Penalty coming up on the play. Jets go in the zone, but we get a whistle on the offsides, and it's going to be a slashing penalty. Early call on Todd Ellick and the Kings. It was at center ice.
He was just skating through center ice. He had good speed, and Randy Carlyle got a hook on him, and Todd Ellick retaliated with a slash. Really not needed. It wasn't a very effective player. He didn't have any steps on Carlyle. He wasn't in the open, and he takes 2 minutes for slashing.
So Todd Ellick will go off. The Jets were playing the puck at center, and Ellick, left side of your screen in the simulcast, slashed Carlyle, who retaliated, but he got away with the mild cross-check. So the Jets will go on the power play here at the 22nd mark of period number 1. Granato and Casper up front to start the penalty killing. McSorley and Robinson are paired on defense. Again, Wayne Gretzky looking for point number 2,000 tonight. He needs 1 point, but he hasn't hit the ice yet. Steen, Ellenuk up front with Phil Housley, a defenseman on the power play, with Ellett and Olesen back on the points. The Jets using 3 defensemen on their power play. Olesen off the left for Ellett. Down left wing in the zone. He's bumped by Marty McSorley. Puck free in the corner. Work free side of the net, and Rudy will cover up with Steen right there. So we'll get the face-off deep in the King zone. We played 38 seconds with no score. Kelly Rudy, only 1 loss. That's the only loss the Kings have here in the early going.
Like you mentioned, Nick, probably the first time in the history of the National Hockey League you have 3 defensemen out on a power play. But they can all handle the puck so well. They can all enter the zone with quickness. So it's a bonus for them to have 3 of them out there. Great shots from the point also.
Steen will stay out to take the face-off with Casper. Won by the Jets. Left point Ellett, right side Olesen. Down low, give and go with Housley. Now left point with Ellett to Ellenuk. Pat Ellenuk to Ellett. A shot. Save is made, and Rudy will cover up as Steen was cleaned out in front. Thomas Steen, one of their top performers the last 8 years. On the power play for the Winnipeg Jets this year, they are rated 12th in the National Hockey League at 19.6%. So they're a little slow in that area to start the season. The Jets 12th on the power play. The Kings penalty killing still #1. An impressive 88%. They've only allowed 6 goals against. Face-off this time controlled by the Kings and shot down by Tony Granato.
The ability, again, Nick, for the Kings to throw 2 or 3 combinations of penalty killers, get on the ice 30 seconds, get off, having fresh legs out there at all times really helps on the penalty killing.
Jets bring the puck in the zone. Steen and Alec try and double-team Granato, but it's worked free behind the net under the near boards where Ellenuk has it. For the Jets, Ellenuk down low to Steen. Drops it behind the net to Housley. Jet power play. Housley, right point, Olesen. Olesen fakes the shot. Left side for Elliott. Back to Olesen. And back to Elliott. Near circle, Ellenuk. To Elliott with a shot. Deflected on. Save is made. Loose puck. Score! Housley! The shot was originated from the point by Dave Elliott. It was deflected on, I think, by Steen, then a fight for the loose puck, and they worked it across to Housley for the early power play goal at 1:33, and the Jets lead 1-0.
Ellenuk's going to do a great job here. He's going to get hit 2 or 3 times, knocked off his feet by Tim Waters, but he gets it over to Phil Housley, has a wide open net, but Ellenuk really kept his cool. He was being knocked down, he was being hooked, he got a wide open pass. Taking his time, showing poise, and Housley opens up for the empty netter.
Yeah, Steen really drew a crowd there, and that opened up things down low for Ellenuk and Housley. Housley with the goal, power play, 1-0 for the Jets. Gretzky's first shift, he's out there. Jets have the puck at the Kings line, but it's deflected and free on the far side where it's shot down by Arneal to Smale. Smale cuts behind the net, near corner for McElwain. McElwain at a check off his stick, but Carlisle pitches to keep it in. Plays it far corner. Arneal behind the net. McElwain good center. Knocked down, and here come the Kings. Taylor up to Gretzky. Gretzky to Taylor. Right side of the line. Deflected and an offsides. Jets have the lead. 1-0. We'll be back. This is the Los Angeles Kings Hockey Network.
Don't worry about highways. Don't worry about hills. Don't worry about passing. Don't worry. Be happy you've got the perfect car. The 1991 Toyota Camry with its available V6 156 horsepower engine. Camry, the most trouble-free car in its class 3 years in a row.
I love what you do for me.
I'm happy.
Toyota.
Jets with the early lead at 1-0. Tom Webster behind the Kings bench in his second year. Talked to Tom yesterday. He said he feels a lot more comfortable to start season number 2 with the Kings compared to his rookie season. Says he's doing a lot of things his way this year. Off the draw, the Kings trying to tie it up here after that early goal by Housley, but the Jets cleared to center. Scott Bukestad back in the lineup tonight with Krujolniski and Tonelli up front. Bukestad backhands it all the way down, and Olesen retreats. Olesen for the Jets, got by one man. Tonelli brings it up the middle. At center ice, Olesen will shoot it in, but a whistle and offsides on Winnipeg. Well, right now, let's take a look at what's on tap tonight. Brought to you by Miller Genuine Draft. Well, in the first intermission, Jim Fox will have a chat with newcomer Phil Housley of the Winnipeg Jets, and we'll take a look at old records and also first period highlights. In the second intermission, Jim chats with the Kings' Tim Waters, a former Winnipeg Jet. A look at unbreakable records, part 1 and second period highlights. And, of course, that's subject to change if a certain player gets a certain point tonight, either in the first or second period. Alec, along with Robitaille and Taylor, out against Fenton, the former Kings, Simon Wheeldon, and Greg Kozlowski. 1-0 Winnipeg. Wheeldon in the zone, works on Robinson. Robinson stripped the puck away nicely and sends it down off Alec. Dave Ellett for the Jets. Near boards, a give and go with Wheeldon. Dave Ellett in his 6th year at the red line will shoot it in. Rockets behind the net, near corner to Fenton. Fenton plays it deep behind the net, but Robitaille knocked it down for McSorley. Right wing boards, a pass for Ellick, who chips it through center into the Jet zone.
We're seeing how the Winnipeg team's speed is being effective. They're always on top of the Kings, and their defensemen with their skating ability are able to clear the zone by skating it out, not taking any chances.
Now through center, the Jets in the zone. Kozlowski to Wheeldon, right corner. He's bumped by Robinson. They center anyway. Steered behind the net by Rudy. Taken by Alec. Around on the right boards, and back comes Taylor. 1-0 Jets, early first period. Taylor Shoots it in. Kings will make some changes. Puslowski is back for it. And Gretzky is back out on the ice. Ellett down the left side at the red line. He'll flip it in. Rudy lets it go on the far side. Steen battles with Waters. Steen now for Evans, but he turned the wrong way. Rob Blake leaves it for Tomas Sandstrom. Sandstrom up and out off Granato, and the Jets control at the red line. Newman to Evans, went off his stick. Blake now to Sandstrom. In the zone to Gretzky. In front to Blake, off his stick. Rebound covered up by the goaltender Essenza, and we get a whistle. So Gretzky tried to set up Blake. We'll be back. This is the Los Angeles Kings Hockey Network.
Set the time machine ahead 40 years.
Cold filtered, never heat pasteurized Miller Genuine Draft.
Don't worry, Judy. I'm sure the future will be a very cool place.
For those who've discovered its real draft taste, the world is a very cool place. It works.
Head coach for the Winnipeg Jets in his second year, former King defenseman Bob Murdoch. His third NHL season as coach. Remember, he coached the Blackhawks 4 years ago. Bob Murdoch behind the Jet bench. Casper out with Jones and Kudelski. 1-0. The Jets are in front. Jets Doug Smale, the veteran, in the middle. McElwain at the red line, and it taken away by Rob Blake, who's played outstanding hockey in the early going for the Kings. He's a rookie. Blake plays it in deep. Behind the Winnipeg net, Kings get Jones in there along with Kudelski, but it squirts free to Randy Carlyle. Carlyle skates to center. Back check by Kudelski. Loose puck, Doug Smale inside his own line for Newman. He's watched by Jones, chased behind his own net. Left wing pass now to Smale, who plays to center. Shot right back in by Rob Blake. We played 4.5 minutes. 1-0 Winnipeg. Housley the goal. Power play at 1:33. Minor apology on the prime ticket portion of the simulcast. A little problem with the video, we understand. Jets now a lead pass. Too far from McElwain at the Kings line. Out is Rudy. Plays it off the near boards to Kudelski. He overskates. Now recovers and flips it off the glass and into the crowd. So we'll get a whistle and a face-off deep in the Kings zone. Well, it's time now for our Kings trivia question tonight. Here's the question. Who are the 3 former Kings who have coached the Jets since they entered the NHL in 1979? We just gave you the first one, so really you only have to worry about 2. 3 former Kings players have coached the Jets since the Jets became members of the NHL back in 1979. We'll give you a hint next period and the answer in period 3. Face-off will be to the right of Kelly Rudy. Winnipeg up 1-0. 15 minutes to go here in period number 1. Granato is out to take the draw with Steen. Won by the Jets. Gretzky is out there. Olsen moves right in front with a shot. He scores! Right off the draw, Olsen picked it up and walked in front from the corner unattended and just deked down Kelly Rudy and put it in up high. And the Jets, off to a quick start, have a 2-0 lead.
An excellent example of how the Winnipeg defense skates so well. They don't hesitate at all. And there's Olsen. He comes right out in front, doesn't look, just buries his head, drives to the front of the net. They know they have the team speed to back him up if they need to, and he pops it up high for the second goal of the evening for the Winnipeg Jets.
Yeah, especially when they're in the attacking zone, people have to pick up the defensemen because they're going to join the play and they're going to try and come back quickly. To a man, they're great skaters with great offensive skills. 2-0 Jets. Gretzky was out there when the Jets scored, so they make a line change. Bukestad right point with a shot wide to the right. Bukestad out with Tonelli and Kruzhelnyski. Now McDermott for Sykes. Sykes on the right. Ashton goes in the zone. Base of the right circle. He centers, deflected out, and the save is made. Rebound, right side, Kruzhelnyski met at center ice. McDermott turns for Sykes. Sykes and Bukestad battle. Bukestad plays it through center down into the Winnipeg zone where Olsen will come back for it. Olsen pressed by Tonelli. Turnover. Robinson keeps it in for Tonelli. He centers in front. Goes on net. Save is made. Now McSorley a shot wide to the right. Rebound left point, but it eludes Robinson, who moved into the middle, and Larry regroups. Robinson in the zone. Lost the puck. Knocked off balance by Puslowski. Jets clear it out, but Bukestad drops it for Robinson. Cross on the right, McSorley's pass picked off by Simon Wheeldon, just recalled. On the right side, Housley joining the play, but he's checked off the puck by Robinson, who plays it off the left wing boards for Sandstrom. Gretzky is out on the ice. He needs 1 point for 2,000. Sandstrom in the zone, right side Gretzky. In the slot, Granato couldn't handle it. Recovers in the corner, bumped by Puslowski. Sandstrom now there. Sandstrom looks to center. Puslowski steals, clears it up, but not out. Kept in Blake. Right circle Gretzky, a shot in front, knocked down. Granato, a shot. Save is made. Granato almost beat Essenza from in tight, and that would have been the assist for Gretzky to give him 2,000 points. Jets clear it down. Jets have a 2-0 lead. Granato, right boards to Gretzky. Gretzky back in the middle, red line, Granato in the zone, stops up a whistle, and we get the offsides. 2-0 Jets, 13:04 left, first period. This is the Los Angeles Kings Hockey Network.
Training, Toyota style. Now hit the shower.
I love what you do for me, Toyota.
13:04 left, first period. The Jets have grabbed a 2-0 lead as two defensemen get involved in the scoring, Housley and Olesen. But before the break, Gretzky set up Granato right in front, looking for point number 2,000, but Essenza with his first stop. Now Carlisle plays it down, back to touch up Duchesne, and we're going to get an icing call on the Winnipeg Jets. And how many times, Jim, have we seen the Jets get off to that quick start in this building? They've always had good, quick, fast skating clubs.
They're not going to come at you physically. They're not a physical team. They don't have the size to be, but they've got that speed, and they swarm. When they swarm before checking, they have 2 or 3 people on the same side of the ice. It doesn't matter. Again, they know they can come back defensively if they have to.
Alec out with Robitaille and Taylor. 2-0 Jets. Duchesne paired with Rod Busquets. Draw comes through the slot far side to the Winnipeg's Teppo Numminen. Behind his net, McElwain. Back to Numminen. Near side, Randy Carlisle, and headman's out to McElwain. But McElwain is checked to the ice by Duchesne at center. King's turn. Taylor across for Robitaille. In the zone, left wing, stops up, leaves it for Taylor. Taylor ran into traffic. They fight for it on the far side. Robitaille controls. He's pinned by Scott Arneal. Alec will work it free. Flips it in the corner. No one there for the Kings, and it's sent all the way down by Teppo Numminen. Rudy will leave it for Duchesne. 12:14 to play in the first period. Duchesne up on the right wing, Taylor. His pass tipped to the Winnipeg line. Olesen right side to Steen. That didn't click. Steen chases down, but Rudy across for Casper. Casper's checked as the Jets keep it in. Now Steen centers, comes through the slot, near point to Olesen. He plays it in deep in the corner. Now Robinson is pressed. Puck comes to Taylor. Left wing side for Casper, who'll skate it out. Up ahead at center ice to Taylor, and the Kings will make changes. Out comes Jones and Kudelski to join Casper. Casper forechecks Olesen, but the Jets recover. Send it out to Pat Ellenuk. Ellenuk at the Kings line, a backhander on, gloved by Rudy for Marty McSorley. McSorley left wing side to a former Jet, the speedy Brad Jones. Through center, held up, tried to center, intended for Casper, picked off and played down by Evans. Backcourt is Larry Robinson, and they're going to call the icing on the Kings. The fans didn't like it. 2-0 Jets. Let's pause for station identification. This is the Los Angeles Kings Hockey Network.
Prime ticket travel arranged through U.S. Air. Whether you're traveling in the West for business or pleasure, U.S. Air has a convenient flight going your way. U.S. Air, California's most frequent flyer.
Nick Nixon with Jim Fox back here at the Winnipeg Arena. The Jets have grabbed a 2-0 lead. Goals by Housley and Olesen. And right now, the Kruzhelnyski line is out with Tonelli and Bukestad.
Nick, I think you're going to see John Tonelli going to the net. If they are weak on defense, it's not they're big and strong, and they can't move people from the front. So you've got to expect Krushelnyski, Tonelli, and Bukestad to try to crash the front of the net and create the opportunities by out-muscling the Winnipeg defense.
And by getting shots on goal, forcing them to drive for the net. Kings only with one shot. Net by Granato, set up by Wayne Gretzky. Jets control. They have a 2-0 lead. Ashton left wing side to Phil Sykes, who plays it in off Rob Blake. Behind the Kings net, Rudy loses. Jet steal center to Ashton, a backhander. Blocked in front by Blake. Housley down low behind the net. Sykes centers, but Ashton couldn't reach it. Now it's taken by Scott Bukestad. Right side to Tonelli. Back for Waters, who plays it down. Kings control the puck. Right circle. Bukestad drops it in the corner, intended for Tonelli, who's held up. And Tonelli draws the penalty, holding on Winnipeg, and we'll get a look at the Kings power play. The Kings trail 2-0. We'll be back. This is the Los Angeles Kings Hockey Network.
Your bank charging you to use your own money? Every time you write a check, they charge you? Every time you use their ATMs, they charge you? It adds up fast. Well, that's why you should be checking at Great Western. With a Great Western checking account, there's no per-check charge. No charge to use their ATMs. You keep that money. Check with Great Western Bank. Call and ask for the branch nearest you.
Jets' first penalty tonight, holding Brent Ashton at 9:22. He held up John Tonelli going for a loose puck.
John Tonelli's going to be on top of them at all times, and Ashton has to pull him down to prevent any hits on their defensemen. Trying to hold up players for the Kings was Brent Ashton.
Gretzky is out, still looking for that 2,000th point. Wins the draw to Sandstrom, but he's checked to the Jets steal, and it's played down by McElwain. Gretzky, Sandstrom, Granato up front. The point men are Blake and Duchesne. Duchesne, right-sided center Gretzky, left wing Sandstrom in the zone. He's being watched closely, plays it off the boards, gets it himself, moves in down low, still has trouble, centers, but McElwain picks it off. Now he can't clear past Duchesne, leaves it for Gretzky, but Gretzky's checked and Carlisle clears down. 1:25 left in the power play. 2-0 Winnipeg. Gretzky across for Blake. Blake plays it to the jet line, controlled by Olesen, and he finds an opening and clears it down. Kings trying to set up the power play. 9:45 left first period. Duchesne off for Granato. Behind him goes all the way down the ice. Granato upended. Ella touches up, finds an opening, and plays it off the cardboard. So the Kings having trouble getting it set up here.
They've always had problem this year, so far this year, Nick. They can't really seem to get set up. The entry into the offensive zone on the power play has to be one of the weaker points of the Kings. Although when they do get it in the zone, they're so talented, they can move the puck around well.
Now Alec through center, off on the boards, intended for Gretzky, picked off, anticipating Olesen, and Olesen clears it back into the Kings zone. Power play has 30 seconds left. Now a head-manning pass, Gretzky on the right, deflected, got it back, plays it in front, picked off and played down by Newman. Now the fans reacting to the good penalty killing by the Winnipeg Jets, who have a 2-0 lead. They've outshot the Kings 5-1. McSorley for the Kings will try it. Off for Robinson. Robinson for Taylor in the zone. Shoots it off the boards. Karam's near side where Robitaille is bumped. Evans couldn't hold it. McSorley keeps it in momentarily, but now Carlisle, a loose puck, plays to center. And Ashton steps out of the penalty box, and the Jets are at full strength. Jets have a 2-0 lead. 8:30 left first period. McSorley for the Kings. Down the middle in the zone. Feeds it off in the corner for Ellick. Ellick now looks in front to Robitaille. Deflected it. It was tipped. Taken now left circle. Duchesne moves in. A shot. Just deflected wide to the right with one of Duchesne's patented moves as he moves in from the point. Good chance there for Duchesne. Now back comes Kozlowski, but they're going to call an offsides call on Winnipeg. Jets still have a 2-0 lead. We'll return. This is the Los Angeles Kings Hockey Network.
I see you've selected the ultimate adventure. Vehicle preference?
Toyota 4x4, the black one.
Excellent choice.
1991 Toyota 4x4. The ultimate adventure.
Jets up 2-0, but Duchesne with a good chance, James.
One of the few defensemen who can make that move, Nick. He really has great hands. He tried to kind of get SSF fall asleep and pull him across, but he couldn't put it in and couldn't tuck it in the side.
That's a move we've seen Duchesne score on since he joined the NHL 4 years ago. 2-0 Jets. Casper out with Jones and Kudelski. Kings shoot it in. Fenton, the former King, now plays it out to center ice off Simon Wheeldon, who won 11 of 13 faceoffs here the other night against Edmonton. He was recalled 4 days ago from the American Hockey League. Kings shoot it right back in, and it's controlled by Housley. To Ellett. Ellett plays it up to the red line where Buskus bumps Kozlowski. Free puck to Casper. Casper off on the right side to Buskus. At center, he shoots it in. Casper tries to get in there quickly, but Housley leaves it for Kozlowski. The former St. Louis Blue and Montreal Canadian headmans to Wheeldon, who hits the red line and flips it in. To the left of Rudy, Duchesne. He's forechecked by Kozlowski. Loose puck near side, but Casper is there. Now Casper has to elude two forechecking Jets. He plays it behind the net, far side to Duchesne. He'll just find an opening and flip it out to center. 7 minutes, 5 seconds left in the period. 2-0 Jets. Off on the right, the lead too far for McDermott, and the Kings bank it right back out to the red line. Kruzhelnyski out now for the Kings, along with John Tonelli. Buskus running into Ashton to the right of Rudy. Loose puck controlled, and out breaks Bob Kudelski, who's played some strong hockey in the early going. At center, he shoots it in. Kruzhelnyski double teamed. Ashton and Olesen nudge it ahead for Sykes, and he sends out McDermott at the red line. A long wrist shot, loved by Rudy for Waters. Now Waters wraps it around the near side. Carlisle tried to keep it in, couldn't do it. Delayed offsides. Kings come to center. Tonelli ahead, far corner in the Jet zone, but Kruzhelnyski is tied up. In to help out is Tonelli. He overskates. Carlisle leaves it for McDermott. McDermott for Smale. The speedy left winger through center. Goes in the zone at the circle. A shot wide to the right. Rebound far side. Comes out to center ice past Kruzhelnyski and Sykes. 2-0 Jets. Carlisle's pass tipped, deflected back in the Jet zone with 5:50 left in the first period.
Great puck handling by Winnipeg defense. They're not allowing the Kings to pressure them on the forecheck, and the Kings can't get anything sustained going in the Winnipeg end.
Back comes Smale across the line, looks to center, deflected to the side of the net. Now it's controlled on the far side. Arneal is passed back at the point to Housley. Housley down low, a pass goes off. McSorley right to Gretzky, who's on the ice. Ahead now, Granado to Sandstrom. In on goal, a shot, he scores! Tomas Sandstrom with the goal, and I think Gretzky will get the second assist. Career point number 2,000 right there, and the fans know it. Wayne Gretzky, the game's all-time scorer, has reached another milestone, and all the Kings come on the ice to congratulate number 99. Started inside the Kings blue line with Wayne Gretzky setting up Granado at center.
The fine work of the Gretzky line again comes out. Tomas Sandstrom's going to bury it. But again, everyone here happy to see Wayne Gretzky score his 2,000 point. Doesn't matter that it's against the Winnipeg Jets. It's not a broken record. It's a milestone which is going to last for a long, long time.
And when will it end? 2,500, 3,000, 3,500? And Wayne can relax a little bit. Sandstrom, the goal, is 7th from Granado and Wayne Gretzky. Playing in his 857th game. Granado tipping it ahead to Sandstrom, who got behind the defense, and he beat Essenza between the pads. The Kings on the board, trailing 2-1. Back come the Jets. Olesen in the slot, picked off by the Kings, and they play it to center. Gretzky picking up that assist at the 14:32 mark of the first period. Back comes Ellick, right circle, Robitaille, who centers, deflected wide by Taylor. Now it's centered in front, and Ellick deflected it on, and a save by Essenza. 2-1 Jets. Gretzky has the point. This is the Los Angeles Kings Hockey Network. 2,000 points for the Kings captain to get the Kings on the board as he set up Granato at the red line, who sprung free Sandstrom for the breakaway, and Sandstrom scores to get the Kings on the board. Sandstrom, Gretzky, and Granato, and that's kind of fitting, Jim, that line all has something to do with that milestone point.
They beat the Jets at their own game, a fast break, but they're moving the puck around every game. It seems to they find each other, no-look passes, keep coming, and they get better game in, game out.
Face off to the right of Essenza, won by the Jets, who lead 2-1. Carlisle, Wheeldon up for Fenton at the red line. He couldn't play it in. He fanned partially on it, but now recovers, goes in the zone. Left circle, Wheeldon with a shot. Stick save is made by Kelly Rudy. Now at the right side, it's nudged ahead by Numanen. Backhander goes wide to the left, taken by Bukestad off the boards, and he plays it out to center. 4:35 left to play here in the period. Kruzhelnyski across the line, but trapped was John Tonelli. 2-0, or rather 2-1. The Jets have the lead in the first period. Kings Hockey is brought to you by your Toyota dealers and their quality line of cars and trucks. Toyota, I love what you do for me. By Miller Genuine Draft, cold filtered for real draft taste. So get out of the old, get into the cold. And by Carl's Jr. Try the new Roast Beef Club, only at Carl's Jr. Well, on our simulcast, the prime ticket portion, you get a look at the 2,000-point puck and stick, which I'm sure at least one of them will wind up in the Hockey Hall of Fame. So right now they're on display for the people around the Kings bench here in the first period. Gretzky with .2000 in the first period, but the Kings trail by a goal. Outside his own line, Bob Kudelski back skates in his zone. Now headmans for Jones, but away from the action on the far boards. Waters collides with one of the Jets, and we might be getting a couple of penalties here. It was Paul McDermott.
Tim Waters took McDermott down right in front of the Winnipeg bench. I'm not sure if any penalties were called. I think they just saw each other wrapped up, and the linesman decided to call it down. Yes, they are both going off. 2 minutes each for roughing Tim Waters, and it is Paul McDermott.
Well, it happened out at center ice in the far boards, and Waters looked to try and duck underneath McDermott. Collision ensuing there, and they both went down and then pushed and shoved while they were scrambling around the red line.
They were just pushing and shoving. It was kind of innocent, but at this time of the game, it looks like Fawcett has great control of what's going on out there. Doesn't want anything to start. Doesn't want the frustration level. It's a tough game. It's a division game, and it's very important for these players.
Mark Fawcett, the referee tonight. The linesman Mike Civic with Ray Scampanello. The penalties at 15:46 here in the first. Jets have outshot the Kings 6-2. They have a 2-1 lead. Sandstrom from Granato and Gretzky. Now a turnover. Ashton for the Jets, right side. A shot. Puslowski save is made. Rebound behind the net, taken by the Jets. Puslowski. He turns and shoots, deflects onto the far corner glass, falls down, and it's taken by Jones. Brad Jones along with Ashton, and Jones will come out of the pack with it. Jones in the zone. Headmans for Casper. Nudges it in front, but it's deflected by Essenza for Sykes, who will play it down. Icing is waved off. Robinson back on defense with McSorley. Robinson slowly works it to center at the red line. He shoots it in off Mo Mantha, and Doug Smale picks it up behind the Jet net. Now Smale loses, but Mantha's there to recover. Taken by Olesen on a pass from Mantha. Gretzky is back out with Granato and Sandstrom. Olesen's pass tipped by Gretzky, but Mantha recovers far corner. Mantha clears it. King steal. Sandstrom moves in to Granato, but the Jets pick it off, and Smale sends out Arneal. Down right wing, goes in the zone. He's bumped up high. One of the Kings and one of the Jets were tangling away from the action, and I think we're going to get penalties here to both clubs with 2:56 left in the period. Skates over to the penalty box area, and Granato is going to go along with Dougie Smale. Well, we'd like to remind everybody that if you'd like information on Kings season seats for the coming season, the season underway, of course, right now. Operators are standing by. Area code 213-419-3800. Call that number right now for season seat information and see all of the Kings action, the remaining home games at the Great Western Forum for the 1990-91 campaign. The Kings off to a great start, especially at home, with a record of 6-1-1 on home ice. These penalties will be at 17:04. Interference on Granato, and Dougie Smale is going to go for roughing. So they join Waters and McDermott in the box. 2-1 Jets. Off the draw, it's sent through the slot onto the near side where Gretzky controls. Gretzky down the right side. Goes in the zone, stops up, plays it across. Left circle, McSorley moves in. McSorley couldn't get the shot away as he's leveled by 2 Jets. Now Tonelli a shot, knocked down in front, and finally the Jets come away with it. Bill Sykes, a lead pass too far for McElwain, chases down deep in the King zone, but he's stepped into by Robinson, covering up Tonelli for McSorley. Up and out to Gretzky. Gretzky cuts to his left at center, back to his right in the zone, leaves it for Tonelli. Tonelli left circle, Robinson a shot, stick save is made. Rebound, Sandstrom a shot, is set up by Gretzky at the side of the net. Now Housley across for Ellenuk. Ellenuk ahead for McElwain, waits for some help and plays it to the Kings line. 2-1 Jets. 2 minutes left to play in the first period. Gretzky has the point. Career point number 2,000. Now Steen in the zone, drops it in front. Evans with a shot, he fanned on it. Evans centers, but it's picked off, and back comes Gretzky. Gretzky slows up, waits for help, curls inside his line, leaves it for Sandstrom, who overskated, and it's taken by Ellenuk. His pass picked off, back comes Gretzky. In the zone, Gretzky centers across, Robitaille, save is made by Essenza on the quick 2-on-1. Gretzky setting up Robitaille. So Wayne Gretzky has been on that puck every time he's been out on the ice. Gretzky looking to his left to Luc Robitaille, who shot off the pass, but a blocker save is made with the right arm by goaltender Bob Essenza. So Gretzky early on set up Granato, who is robbed by Essenza. Then Gretzky got the assist on the Sandstrom goal for his 2,000th point, and right there, a beautiful setup to Luc Robitaille. Gretzky with 1 point, but he quite easily could already have 2 or 3. Jets have a 2-1 lead. 1:37 left here in period number 1. Kings opening up a 6-game road trip tonight. On the draw, Busquets with a shot wide to the left with traffic in front. Kept in momentarily on the far side, gets by Duchesne, picked up by Fenton. Down right wing in the zone, top of the right circle. He's bumped by the Kings' Brad Jones. He played it behind the nets of Kozlowski, penalty on the Kings. Right point, Mantha with a shot knocked down. Now the Jets still have it, and a fight for it at the circle, touched up by Robitaille. We get the whistle, and holding will be the call, and the Jets will go on their second power play, the penalty at 18:46. Here in the first period. Mark Fawcett, the holding indication. Former King Paul Fenton, who, along with Pat Ellenuk, had 32 goals last year for the Jets to lead the club. Ellick gets caught for holding, so he'll go off for the second time in the period. Ellick taking a lot of penalties away from the play in recent games. So the Jets will go to work on the power play again. They're 1 of 1 in the first period. They came in at 19+%. Kings penalty killing came in ranked number 1 at 88%. 1:14 left in the period. Steen on the draw, taken by Kadelsky, chops at it with Olesen, and it goes over the glass and out of play. So we'll have another face-off, this time inside the Kings blue line. If you've just joined us, Wayne Gretzky at 14:32 of this period got career point number 2,000 as he assisted on Tomas Sandstrom's goal. Granato with an assist as well. Jets 1 of 1 tonight with the man advantage. Face-off controlled by Kadelsky, uses his body to ward off a defender, Housley, and he shoots it down. Kadelsky up front with with Casper, the penalty killers for the Kings. Waters and Blake are back defensively. Under a minute to play in the period. Housley in the zone. Bad pass for Steen, picked off and played to center by Casper. Jets will have to regroup. They have a 2-1 lead. Now Housley's pass tipped by Kudelski. They chase it down, but out is Asenza to leave it for Housley. Housley's pass off a skate, taken now on the far side. Olenek to Housley. He's back checked by Kudelski. Plays it around the near boards, and it's kept in left point by Ellett. But now his pass is knocked out to center by Kudelski. Played across by Ellett to Housley. Drops it back inside his own line. Jets can't get the power play set up. Olesen to Ellett, but offsides Winnipeg with 20 seconds left in the period. We mentioned the Kings starting the 6-game road trip, and it starts with a doubleheader here this weekend in beautiful Winnipeg, Manitoba. The temperature, you ready for this? About 70 degrees. Kings aren't used to that. A lot of teams aren't used to that type of weather in Winnipeg. Usually the Kings are here in late December, late January, when it's about -40 with a wind chill. 2-1, the Jets in front. 20 seconds left in the period. 1:06 left on the penalty to Alec. Off the draw, Newman in near side for Mo Mantha. He shoots it in. In quickly on the far side. Wheeldon along with Fenton. Robinson tries to win that battle, but he's double teamed. Now turning in front. Wheeldon couldn't get the shot through traffic, and it's deflected far boards. Robinson to McSorley as the buzzer sounds, ending the first period. So Wayne Gretzky gets the point in period 1. And coming up next, our Body Glove interview, Jim Fox with Wayne Gretzky. This is the Los Angeles Hockey Network.
The Mall.
We're back at the Winnipeg Arena, and after one period, the Winnipeg Jets lead the Los Angeles Kings 2-1, and we're looking at Wayne Gretzky, the newest member and the only member of the 2,000-point club. First of all, Wayne, congratulations. I'm sure it's a relief.
Well, it's nice, and I think that it happened at a time where we needed a goal to get back in the game. It's the start of a long trip, and Tomas made a nice play, scored a nice goal, and it's nice to do it and kind of get on with the hockey game.
It was one of your concerns that possibly you didn't want to be a distraction. Last year you opened up the season chasing Howe. Again, maybe a relief to get rid of 2,000?
Yeah, it is. I think that it's been a tough 2 days for me here in Winnipeg. It's been a lot of media attention, and it's been a big following, and it doesn't get any easier from here. We go to New York on Monday, so it's nice to do it, and now Sunday's game will probably be a little easier as far as talking about the individual accomplishments, and we can get on with playing hockey.
Even though it's just one game in the schedule for the Kings, a road game, it seemed like the Winnipeg fans were happy to see you do it. It seemed like they were waiting to see you do it, and we're just happy they could be here tonight to follow your career.
Well, they were nice to me. They gave me a nice applause, and I think, like I said, it happened probably the right time in the game for everybody, and that it happened early, and the goal got us back in the game, and yet it didn't break their back, so it was a nice time.
Well, 2,500, maybe 3,000 on the horizon. Wayne Gretzky, once again, congratulations, and thanks for stopping by.
All right, thank you very much.
Back up to you, Nick.
All right, thank you, Jim. And for appearing as a guest, Wayne Gretzky receives a $100 gift certificate from Rick Palak, Sherman Oaks. Style, service, and value, Rick Palak, Sherman Oaks, California. Let's take a look back at this date in Kings history. We go back to 1978, October 26th. Playing in his first NHL game, goaltender Mario Lessard got a shutout as the Kings beat Buffalo 6-0 at the Forum. Coming up next, a look at the old NHL record book. The Jets lead it after one period, 2-1. This is the Los Angeles Kings Hockey Network.
So I like bacon.
Nick Nixon with Jim Fox back here at the Winnipeg Arena. The score after the first period, the Jets 2 and the Kings 1. Gretzky with an assist in that first period. Well, Gretzky, Lemieux, and other superstars of today have rewritten the NHL record book. Let's take a look at the old NHL record book in pre-Gretzky era. Wayne Gretzky, Mario Lemieux, and the other superstars of the 80s have rewritten the NHL record book.
Records that seemed unbeatable in the 1970s now pale before the astounding numbers that today's players are putting up on the board. Let's take a look at some of the famous NHL records that seem like average seasons for Gretzky, Lemieux, and friends. Phil Esposito was considered the greatest goal scorer of the 1970s. During the 1970-71 season with Boston, he set a new NHL record with 76 goals, shattering the old mark of 58 held by Bobby Hull. 76 seemed like a lot then, but Lemieux and Gretzky have both topped it. Esposito's teammate, Bobby Orr, was considered the best playmaker of the 70s. In 1971, he finished with the then unbelievable total of 102 assists. Today, the top 10 assist records for one season are held by either Gretzky or Lemieux. Orr ranks number 11 with 102. Orr set another record in 1975 when he scored 46 goals, by far the most ever by an NHL defenseman. At the time, he was the only defenseman ever to score more than 20 goals in a season. Orr's record held up for over a decade. But in 1986, Edmonton's Paul Coffey increased the record for goals by a defenseman to 48. By setting up Bobby Orr for so many goals in 1971, Phil Esposito picked up 76 assists to go with his record 76 goals. He finished the season with 152 points, breaking his own record of 126. During the 1970s, 152 points seemed unbeatable. Gretzky now holds the record with 215. Playing for Detroit in 1975, Marcel Dionne set an NHL record with 10 shorthanded goals. Gretzky increased the mark to 12. Then Lemieux broke it in 1989 when he scored 13. Are any records safe? We'll take that up another time when we look at some NHL records that may never be broken. A look back at the NHL record book before Gretzky and company took over. Next intermission, we'll take a look at some records that may never be broken. Kings Hockey is brought to you by Carl's Jr. Try the new... Back here at the Winnipeg Arena, the Jets have grabbed a 2-1 lead after the first period. Right now, let's take a look at the Jack-in-the-Box highlights in that first period. The Winnipeg Jets started the scoring at 1:33, a power play goal. They worked it down low.
Phil Housley is going to be Johnny on the spot. Ellenach passes right across, and Winnipeg and their three defensemen on the power play system. It pays off. Phil Housley, his third goal of the season.
That goal at 1:33 from Steen and Ellenach. Off the draw, Steen left it for Olesen, who walked right in from the near corner, and Olesen's got good hands for a defenseman.
He didn't wait. As a defenseman, he didn't look. He just went right to the front of the net, cut it up, let Kelly Rudy make the first move, got him down, then put it up high into the net, and the Jets led 2-zip.
Olesen from Steen, and then the historic point for Wayne Gretzky started inside the Kings line.
Again, the Gretzky line moving the puck well. Great pass to Tony Granato, and he doesn't hesitate. On the stick of Tomas Sandstrom, he goes in, and he beats Essenza between the pads. 5-hole again, but the improved play, game in, game out. Gretzky line, keep doing it, moving the puck around, no-look passes.
Sandstrom with his 7th as we look at the Toyota stat sheet after the first period. Jets have a 1-goal lead, 2-1. They outshot the Kings 7-5. The scoring chances were even at 4 apiece. As far as special team play, the power play, the Kings 0 for 1, the Jets 1 of 1. 4 minors to the Kings in the first, 3 to the Jets, and Alec has 46 seconds left on his penalty when we start the second period. The Kings with Kelly Rudy tonight in goal defend to our right. Bob Essenza, who always seems to play well against the Kings, 3-0-1 lifetime entering tonight's action. He'll defend to our left. First of 8 regular season meetings between these Smythe Division clubs. Kelly Rudy faced only 7 shots in that first period. Really didn't have too much of a chance on either one of those goals. Bob Essenza, last year, a shutout against the Kings. Second period opening faceoff brought to you by AIS, Auto Insurance Specialist. The
Kings, trailing 2-1, have Casper out along with Robinson, Kadelsky, and McSorley to kill off this penalty, which has 46 seconds left. Alec in the box. Jets working on their second man advantage. Face-off shot down by the Kings. Olesen for the Jets off the left for Ellett. Ellett rink wide. Housley couldn't chase it down. Taken near circle own zone. Robinson couldn't play it up and out. Kept in by the Jets again. Now Housley, his pass goes off Robinson in the corner. Housley drops it for Steen. His pass is tipped. Robinson plays it off the boards to McSorley, who turns and feeds it to Kadelsky at the Kings line, who plays it down. Time for one more rush for Winnipeg. 10 seconds of the power play. Elenick now to Housley in the slot. Picked off by Bukestad. Now a turnover. Ellett a quick shot. Wide to the left. Taken by Steen. Steen is bumped by Robinson. Loose puck to Jones. Left it for Robinson. Cleared it over the line to Ellett. Out of the penalty box. Now Ellett through center with speed. Goes in the zone. He centers too far for Brad Jones. Jones chases down. Leaves it far corner for Ellett. Kings looking to tie it up here early in the period. Ellett down low for Jones, but it's picked off by Elenick, and back come the Jets. Elenick plays it off the glass and now over the glass and out of play. 18:50 left here in the second period. The Jets 2 and the Kings 1. Former Jet Brad Jones coming over just about a year ago in the trade which sent Phil Sykes to the Jets. So both principals in that trade playing against each other here tonight.
Nick, with about 5 minutes left in the first period and now continued opening up the second period, the Kings seem to be showing the speed. Brad Jones, one of the players with excellent speed, but they're giving Winnipeg a dose of their own medicine, getting on top of them. Again, not physical play, but forcing people into mistakes by getting on top of them quick and not giving them any chance to move the puck.
Gretzky's line is out with Sandstrom and Granato. They teamed up for that historic point in the first period. Sandstrom the goal with the assist to his line mates. Point number 2,000 for Gretzky. Now the Jets forechecking. Forced the turnover. Arneal shoots it far corner, but Buskus is there. Now he loses to McElwain. McElwain in turn is clobbered by Buskus. Gretzky in deep behind his own net. Tries to play it on the near side, but stumbling off the puck. Duchesne. Arneal steals. In front, a backhand shot by McElwain. A save is made. Scramble in front, and the Kings come out with it. Now Gretzky on the right. Drops it for Sandstrom in the zone. Back across in front, but it's tipped by Numanen, and he sends out Smale. Smale at the Kings line for Arneal. That's tipped by the Kings. Duchesne, a lead too far for Granato. Jets trying to control the puck at center, but now overskating is veteran Doug Smale, and Sandstrom will turn. 2-1 Winnipeg, early second period. Sandstrom goes in the zone. He's triple teamed, and the Jets will send out Sykes. Sykes, a long shot. Blocker saved by Rudy. Rebound taken by Ashton. Ashton behind the Kings net. Loses to Blake for Waters. Waters around, but pinching. Overskating now. Ellett tried to keep it in. Gretzky up for Sandstrom. Sandstrom with room. In the zone. Takes the shot. Centers. Deflected behind the net. Now behind the net, Ashton has it. His pass is controlled by Ellett. Away from Robitaille. Now up for McDermott. He loses. Turnover to the Kings. Gretzky to Taylor. Taylor's check far circle Jet zone. And back comes Ashton. Ashton over the line. Right circle. McDermott has to turn around for it. Loses as he's bumped by Waters. And here comes Gretzky. Gretzky through center. Stops up inside the line. Leaves it right circle for Taylor with a shot. Save is made from in tight. Robitaille the rebound, but we get a whistle. And we'll get a face-off in the Jet zone. 2-1 Jets. This is the Los Angeles Kings Hockey Network. Face-off will be to the right of goaltender Bob Essenza. Nick Nixon with Jim Fox here from the Winnipeg Arena. A special welcome to all of our servicemen and women around the world watching and listening on Armed Forces Television and radio tonight. Hope you're enjoying the broadcast. Kings trailing the Winnipeg Jets 2-1 here early in the second period. Paul Fenton, left wing side at the red line. Shoots it into the Kings zone where the Kings try and clear it out. They do off Robitaille, but back quickly comes Wheeldon. He's met by Robinson, and now here's Ellett. Ellett down left wing in the zone, plays it off the right wing boards for Robitaille, but he couldn't reach it before Fenton, and Fenton shoots it at center ice to Olesen. Up for Housley in the zone, right circle. Pozlowski, a centering pass, but taken down was Wielden. He was looking for the penalty, and the Kings relieve that pressure by sending it all the way down. Olesen touches up, and we get the icing call.
At any time during the game, you saw Phil Housley right there. He's leading a rush. He comes off the bench as a defenseman. He doesn't look back to his own end. He gets the puck, takes it right at the net, just going again. Once again, show the great skills of all of the Winnipeg Jets defensemen. But Phil Housley, he had a great year last year with Buffalo, 81 points. In fact, tied the high on the Winnipeg team for the man he was traded for, Dale Howard-Chuck. And he's got to add something to a team. He's such a good quarterback on a power play, and world-class hands for a defenseman.
He's averaged nearly 70 points a season in his 8-year career, all with Buffalo before the trade, which sent Howard-Chuck to the Sabres for Housley, Arneal, who's playing tonight, and Jeff Parker, who is in their organization. 2-1 Jets, 16-10 left in the period. Off the draw, taken on the near side by Tonelli. Right wing pass for Bukestad. Bukestad at the red line will shoot it in. Kruzhelnyski and Tonelli try and chase down with Steen. Now they double team. Kruzhelnyski centers, but it's picked off by Carlisle for Evans, who just backhands it through center ice inside the Kings line.
One thing you'll see from the Jets, Nick, is that on the forecheck, the defenseman will stand up at the blue line because they're not big. They don't want to go back and pick up the puck, and a lot of Jets forwards will go back and pick up the puck for their defenseman.
2-1 Jets. Carlisle, right side Newman. Now left wing rink side pass to Evans, to Steen with a shot. That's blocked. Taken near corner by Bukestad, and Bukestad will send out Kruzhelnyski. Now his long lead, too far for Tonelli, and it deflects off the boards and glass and out of play in the Jet zone. 2-1 Jets. We'll be back. This is the Los Angeles Kings Hockey Network.
Before this, you never heard of cold filtered. Before this, you never heard of genuine draft taste in a bottle. Now hear this. Get out of the old, get into the cold.
Cold filter taste what it's all about. Never heat pasteurized, so the rich, smooth taste don't cool down. For those who discover this real draft taste, the world can be a very cool place.
Get out of the old, get into the cold. Miller Genuine Draft.
Again, a reminder, Marcel Dion, the tribute dinner at the Great Western Forum, Wednesday, November 7th. For tickets, area 213-419-3160, 480-3232. Again, that's Wednesday, November the 7th. Then the next night, as the Kings host Detroit, they will honor Dion by retiring his famous number 16. 2-1 Jets. Through center, McDermott in the zone to Ellett. Ellett centers in front. Goes down low to McDermott behind the net. Now it's battled for behind the cage by Waters and Ashton. Waters passes up and out to Casper. Back come the Kings. Casper through center, down left wing. In the zone, he centers across. Deflected wide by Kudelski, who is in deep. Now Kudelski, a loose puck off the boards, but it rolls off his stick, taken by McDermott. He came over from Hartford last year. McDermott a lead for Ashton, but the Jets are offsides at the Kings line. Bob Kudelski, 6 goals on only 19 shots, and I would venture to say, Jim, that he's only taken about 22 or 23 shots. I've been really impressed with his accuracy when he shoots the puck.
He gets it off very quickly. He has strong wrists. He's had one of the hardest shots, even when he came up 4 years ago and really didn't stick with the Kings. The shot's been one of his strongest points, and he's come up with big goals this year. Short-handed goal the other night to put the Kings up for the rest of the game. Just an added bonus because his line's being asked to check this year.
Gretzky's line is out. They have the only goal for the Kings, who trail 2-1. Gretzky picked up that assist in the first period. Jets on the attack. McElwain down low to Smale. Smale centers, loose puck in front. Cleared back behind the net. Taken by Arneal. He's being worked on by McSorley, who leaves it for Sandstrom. He sends out Gretzky. Gretzky gets by McElwain, goes in the zone, right circle, moves in, drops it in front, but it's tipped, taken by Housley. He clears to the side. Sandstrom steals. Now Sandstrom, a nice move, walks in front, shot, and a save is made. Sandstrom didn't get a lot on the shot, but he was in tight. Back come the Jets. McElwain, right side feed, too far for Housley. Jets make a change, and the Kings will clear it too far for Sandstrom at center ice. Carlisle for Wielden. Wheeled in and the Jets shoot it back in. Rudy couldn't stop it. Taking right wing boards. McSorley loses to Fenton. Fenton moves in at the circle. A shot. Tip just wide in front. Kozlowski on the tip. Now back comes Granato. Through center. Lost the puck. Numanen plays it ahead to the Kings line. Robinson watched by Kozlowski, but he feeds it in, and the Kings will make some changes. 2-1 Jets. 13:30 left in the second. Turnover. Kings keep it in. Robitaille to Buskas, a shot. Deflected wide to the left. Now Duchesne pinches to keep it in. He centers, but it's picked off by Winnipeg. The Jets break out. In the middle, Kozlowski. Slowed up. Centered anyway. Numanen, a turnaround shot is blocked. Loose now to Wheeldon. Wheeldon far corner. Bumped by Robitaille. Knocked down. Fenton has it. Drops it behind the net. Out is Rudy. Plays it off the glass. And it comes out to center. Here comes Elliott. Elliott checked outside the Jet line. Carlisle headmans for Kozlowski. Down right wing in the zone at the circle. He centers. Too far for Steen. Taken on the far boards, deep in his own zone by Taylor. Taylor to Buskas. Near corner, Duchesne. Kings trailing by a goal here as we approach the midpoint of the game. Duchesne up for Robitaille. Let it go all the way into the Jet zone. Taken there by Dave Elliott. Elliott will skate it out. Left wing side for Evans. He plays it down. Rudy will stick handle. Play it off the near boards by Mantha. All the way into the Jet zone. Elliott will chase it down before Robitaille, and Robitaille and his line mates come off. Lead pass to Mantha. Directs it down on net. Rudy leaves it for Rob Blake, the rookie defenseman. Leads all rookies in scoring with 12 points. Blake and the Kings clear to center. Mantha plays it ahead to the Kings line. Knocked down with the glove by Waters. His pass picked off. Now Elliott tripped up at center ice, and Tonelli's going to go. Jets 2, Kings 1. We'll be back. This is the Los Angeles Kings Hockey Network.
In 1988, he startled us with a frightening vision. Then he was destroyed and left for dead. Now,
sorry, Jack. Chucky's back. Come on!
You know, we haven't gotten a decent night's sleep since he got here.
Child's Play 2, rated R, starts Friday, November 9th at theaters everywhere.
Jets are going to go on the power play, and Jim, an obvious call right at center ice. Tonelli got caught.
Dave Elliott did an excellent job stepping up, intercepting the pass, and he had a strong counterattack going, and John Tonelli had nothing else to do but take him down, or else it was going to be a 2-on-1 for the Winnipeg Jets.
Penalty here in the second period, and the Jets go on the power play for the third time tonight. They're 1 of 2. The Jets have a 2-1 lead on goals by Housley and Olesen. Kings score at 14:32 of the first period. Sandstrom from Granato and Gretzky. Point number 2,000 for Wayne. Jets shoot it in from center. Now they'll set up the power play. Fenton right point. Give and go with Numanen. Down low to Ashton. Centers across. Tipped wide behind the net by McDermott. Now Ashton recovers. Walks out the far side. Left point Carlisle. Right side Numanen has trouble with it. Loses. Kasper has it. Tries to clear it out. He does. Out to Kudelski. Kudelski and Carlisle collide on the far boards. Kudelski falls down, throws it to the Jets line. Now Ashton will turn with room inside his own line. 1:20 left on the Winnipeg power play. 2-1 Jets. Ashton avoids a check from Jones, feeds it in deep, chases it down himself, stops up, left point Carlisle. Right side Numanen. Right circle now a pass. Housley back to Carlisle. A shot knocked down by Robinson. Chased in the corner by McDermott. Poked away by Robinson to Blake. Plays it around the far boards. Zip the referee. Blake recovers and plays it down.
Kings doing an excellent job keeping it clean in the dangerous areas. They're keeping Winnipeg on the outside. Anytime the puck comes through the crease or through the slot, they're clearing it cleanly.
Now the Jets beat it inside the line, but Kasper and Blake provide the interference, steal the puck, and play to center. Now back comes Ellenuk. Ellenuk down the left wing for Winnipeg. Left corner now. Stops up. Left point for Elliott. Elliott with a shot wide to the right. 28 seconds on their power play. Olesen right circle. Housley down low. Steen a shot. Save is made. Good setup there. Now Olesen up last. Save is made by Rudy. May have hit the post. And the rebound is cleared down by Kudelski, who took a hit from Elliott. 10 seconds left on the penalty to Tonelli. Winnipeg 2, the Kings 1, second period. Now the Kings, Granato steals, leaves for Gretzky. Fell down, got it to Granato, a shot, skate save is made by Essenza. Good scoring chance there. Tonelli out of the box, puts the pressure on, but now the Jets clear it up and out. Through center, Housley in the zone, right circle, Steen, his shot, wide to the left. Jets fail on the power play, they keep it in. Ellett, a weak shot. Housley dumped in front, blocked by the Kings, and they play to the Jets line. Newmanen skates to center, took a hit from Tonelli and shoots it right back in. Rudy, the goaltender for the Kings tonight, to Granato, who got it up to Gretzky at center, who left it for Tonelli, and Tonelli just plays it to the Jets line. The Kings will make some changes as the Jets come on the attack. McElwain by Granato in the zone, a shot deflected by Busquets, who got back quickly. Now they battle in the near corner. Smale with Granato. Granato will backhand it out to center. Two feisty forwards there. They continue to battle away from the action. No calls by the referee. Back comes Smale. Smale in the zone. Holds on for McElwain. A shot deflected on. Save is made by Rudy. And he'll cover up. That shot was deflected twice. 2-1 Jets. This is the Los Angeles Kings Hockey Network.
Who for AIS?
Anxious moment for Kings goaltender Kelly Rudy.
Hard shot on goal coming up, and it's off, but there's 2 or 3 deflections. The puck's going to sneak through, but Kelly Rudy just lets go of his stick and grabs onto the puck with his blocker hand to keep the puck from going over the line.
That was a good move, because if Kelly holds onto his stick, maybe he doesn't get that right hand back in time. Rudy has faced 13 shots. Kings only have 7 on Essenza. 2-1 Jets, 8:58 left, second period. Alec out on the face-off, won by the Jets. Played across by Ellett. Kozlowski tied up by Marty McSorley, but Sykes has the puck. Now he's bumped by Robinson, controlled now by Wheeldon. Wheeldon bumped by Ellett. Kings playing the man, but can't get control and clear it out. Still deep in the Kings zone. Robinson kicks it for Taylor, who'll just chip it out.
As long as the Kings keep him on the outside, they feel very confident that if it comes to the front, they've got Marty McSorley and Larry Robinson. They can take over.
Kings steal now. Taylor's shot is blocked on the turnover by the Jets. Worked down low by Taylor on the backhand side, but falling down was Ellick, and it's played to center where Wheeldon has it. Simon Wheeldon at center ice, flips it down. Robinson chases behind his own net. One of the Jets, Kozlowski, went flying as he ran into the back of the cage. Through center, Robinson in the zone. Ellick to Robitaille, a shot wide to the left. Left corner, Housley banks it up, but not out. Kept in by Robinson momentarily, but now it's nudged ahead. McDermott for Housley, 2-on-1 with Fenton in the zone. A shot deflected by McSorley. Good defensive play. Jets control Fenton. Near circle, turns, he centers, it's blocked. Fenton again center, shot, save is made. May have hit the post as Ashton was set up by Fenton. And now Ashton at the far circle is checked off the puck by Taylor, who sends it all the way down.
Kelly Rudy, quick post to post. I think he got a piece of that with his stick. He just took a whack at it and got a piece of the puck, keeping it out.
Back comes Ashton in the zone for the Jets. His pass is deflected, kept in by Olesen. He moves it down low, ran into traffic. Bukestad sends out Tonelli. Tonelli right side, Kruzhelnyski. Through center in the zone, right circle. Lost control of the puck. Is bumped now by Housley. In to help out is Ashton. They try and freeze it, and they do. 2-1 Jets. 7:09 left in the second period. This is the Los Angeles Kings Hockey Network.
Guess what? You're invited to the Halloween party of the year. Miller Lite's big Halloween haunt.
Right, big man. 160 very lucky people will be flown to Universal Studios Hollywood.
Find this special can hidden in 12 packs and cases of Miller Lite. It's your invitation to go.
Oh, it's 45,000 on the prizes. Details from Miller Lite. It's gold.
Man, it's going to be a scream.
2-1, the Jets are in front. Face off to the left of Bob Essenza. Fast-paced game now, as it's turned out, but not a lot of shots. 14-8, the edge for Winnipeg. Gretzky's line is out there. They teamed up for the Kings' only score, and that milestone point at 14:32 of the first period. Gretzky assisting on the goal by Tomas Sandstrom. Granato at center, right side for Blake, plays it ahead for Sandstrom. Nice move, got away from Carlisle in the zone. He centers, but missing the tip was Granato, picked up by Elenick. Back come the Jets, pass on the right to Steen. In the zone for Elenick at the circle, a shot, stick save is made. Rebound near side. The Jets try and keep the pressure on. Evans and Waters battle, worked free to Elenick. Elenick now lost his balance, and here come the Kings. Sandstrom ahead to Gretzky, left wing, moves in at the circle, a shot wide to the right. He was chased by 2 Jets and had to rush the shot. And the puck comes out to center ice. Controlled by Elenick. Off on the right wing, reaching for it, Numminen controls and plays it in. Rudy banks it off the back dasher boards on the far side for Granato, and he plays it up for Gretzky. Gretzky cuts to his left, goes into the zone, but offsides in the right wing with Sandstrom, and we get the whistle as Mantha and Sandstrom collided. Well, we gave you our trivia question in that first period. Here's the question. Who are the 3 former Kings who have coached the Jets since they entered the NHL in 1979? Now we're going to give you a hint. 2 were defensemen. 1 was a forward. 3 former Kings coached the Jets since they entered the NHL. 2 defensemen, 2 were former defensemen, 1 a former forward. We'll give you the answer in period 3. Wayne Gretzky skates off. Gretzky has that point tonight. He got it in the first period. And he did it in career game number 857. He's averaged 2.34 points a game in his career, which has spanned 11-plus seasons. 2-1 the Jets. McElwain plays it off the boards, gets by Duchesne, but he falls down. Penalty coming up on the play. Holding will be the call on the Kings. Power play Jets. We'll be back. This is the Los Angeles Kings Hockey Network.
Sometimes when I order a bacon cheeseburger, in 2-3 bites, the bacon's gone. I'm left with a cheeseburger. You search, no bacon, no bacon. So figure out how happy I am to walk into Jack in the Box, find this.
The new Bacon Cheeseburger. After we put the bacon on, we put more bacon on. Twice as much as you used to. At Jack in the Box. For exciting new taste, this is the place.
Every bite, I strike bacon.
Penalty is on Duchesne, and Jim, speed by McElwain really drew this one.
It's going to cost penalties all year for the Winnipeg Jets. They have all the forwards that can go to the net. McElwain there, much improved over last season where he was in a defensive role with the trade of Howard Chuck. Duchesne has to pull him down.
So the Kings penalty killing unit will go to work. They win the draw, and Blake shoots it down up front. Kudelski along with Casper. Waters and Blake are paired back. Power play number 4 for Winnipeg. Arneal had to go off his stick at the Kings line, picked up by Casper, who will roll it down. The Jets power play has Housley, Numminen, Arneal, McElwain, and Kozlowski. Pass off on the right, through center with speed. McElwain cuts into the middle, feeds it off left circle for Numminen. Numminen holds on, he centers across. Housley at the circle, a shot tipped just wide by Arneal. McElwain the rebound. Far point Numminen. Right side Housley, back across, picked off by Casper. Good anticipation there.
Kelly Rooney with another outstanding save, throwing his pad across in a quick motion. Phil Housley, excellent pass shot.
And the Jets hit the Kings line. Offsides is the call. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is the Los Angeles Kings Hockey.
Transportation arranged and protective services provided by West Coast Detectives worldwide since 1922. Headquartered in North Hollywood, California.
Back here at the Winnipeg Arena, 2-1 Jets. Nick Nixon with Bob Miller on the prime ticket portion of the simulcast. Again, if you're wondering where Bob Miller is, back in Southern California, where today he attended the graduation of his son Kevin from the Brooks Institute of Photography in Santa Barbara. And again, we pass along our congratulations to Kevin, along with Bob and Judy. Now, an anxious moment in front of Essens as the Kings are killing the penalty. Brad Jones, using his speed there, almost bought himself a chance. And the Jets now control play and slow things down at center. Ellett off on the left, goes in the zone, right circle, looks to center, it's deflected and played down by Brad Jones. 35 seconds left on the power play. Jets have a 2-1 lead. Lead pass too far for Ellenuk. Touched up now by Robinson, and the Jets in the power play get caught for icing. So a bit of a mental mistake right there. I don't think Ellenuk was anticipating that pass at the Kings blue line. Well, we want to remind all of you watching on Prime Ticket later on tonight at 10 o'clock. The nightly sports news with Prime Tickets Press Box. And on the Kings flagship radio station, XTRA, Kings Talk with Lee Hamilton. 4:28 left in the second period. The period winding down. The Jets 2, the Kings 1. All of the scoring in the first period. Housley and Olesen for Winnipeg. Sandstrom for the Kings. Gretzky with the assist and the historic milestone point. Jets control the draw. Steen, who has 2 assists tonight, to Ellett. Plays it back across to the near side, but it hit Casper, and it's shot down by Kudelski. 15 seconds left on the power play. Steen through center. Passes across for Olesen. Goes in the zone. Left circle in the slot. Ellenuk with a shot. Score! Pat Ellenuk was set up right in the slot. He had time. He had room. And he picked the upper right corner on Kelly Rudy. Second power play goal tonight for Winnipeg, and they have a 3-1 lead.
Ellenuk didn't really control the puck right away, and I think that's what fooled Kelly Rudy. He gets it on his stick and he loses it for a minute, and Kelly Rudy was already moving, and I think moved too fast, and he was using all his energy, and the puck goes by him. But again, Ellenuk, he had to take 1 or 2 stabs to cradle a puck, and then gets it off. Quick shot, beating Kelly Rudy over the glove hand.
Ellenuk came in with just 1 goal. He had 32 last year, so he's happy that one went in. Just his second. Steen will pick up an assist, his 3rd assist of the game. The power play goal makes it 3-1 Winnipeg. Kings only with 9 shots to this point in the game. Carlisle to McDermott, who banks it out to the red line. Now the Jet steal Fenton in the zone, but we get a whistle and a penalty coming up on the play as Granato was upended at the red line. So the Jets draw the penalty and the Kings go on the power play. Kings hockey is brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's Miller Lite, less filling really tastes great. By Body Glove, everything your body wants to be. And by AIS. For low-cost insurance, call the Auto Insurance Specialists. The penalty will be at 16-13. Here in the second period, Fenton off for holding Tony Granato.
The Kings with only 9 shots tonight. You mentioned it, Nick, but power play, specialty team has been a big factor for the Kings this year. An excellent opportunity to get right back into the game.
So the Kings have their second power play as they look to make it a 1-goal Jet lead. Duchesne up ahead off Granato, who's dumped to the ice by Carlisle. Granato couldn't handle it, and the Jets will play it all the way back down. Out on the power play, Gretzky, Robitaille, and Granato. Duchesne and Blake, of course, on the points. Duchesne plays it in off Granato, couldn't control it. Newman hammers it all the way down.
The Kings don't have any speed when they enter the zone, when they get up to the Winnipeg line. Therefore, they have to turn around or dump it in, and the Jets are just throwing it right back out.
Now the Kings with open ice, a 2-on-1 at center. Granato in the zone to Gretzky, moves in, centers Granato, a shot! Save is made by Essenza. It got behind him, but he got a good bounce, a good carom. And the puck comes down into the Kings zone. Now the Jet steal, McElwain for Arneal, but Arneal couldn't reach it in control. 1 minute left on the power play, 3-1 Jets. Through center, Ellick. Had it tipped, taken now by Robitaille. It opens up with a shot over the crossbar. The middle just opened up for Robitaille, and he let it go from 40 feet. Now the Kings misplayed on the far side, and former King Phil Sykes will send it deep into the King zone. 39 seconds left on the power play for the Kings. 2:22 now left in the second period. 3-1 Jets. McSorley at the red line, shoots it in. Chased down by Ellick. Right point to McSorley. They set it up. His shot on. Save is made with Robitaille camped in front. And Essenza will force the face-off. Bob Essenza, 25 years old, 4 years at Michigan State. Last year, his first full year in the NHL in 36 games. 18-9-5 his record with 1 shutout, that against the Kings. Kings with a good chance, and those chances have been few and far between. Granato one-timing the Gretzky feed, and Essenza made the save. It slipped behind him, but it came through on the near side past the post. Kings have at least one power play goal in every game, but not tonight so far. This is their second advantage. Their only goal was at even strength. Randy Carlyle out on the ice, one of only 6 NHL players now playing without a helmet. Off the draw, Gretzky, right point, McSorley. Right boards, Gretzky, back in the middle to McSorley, turns and shoots wide to the right. Behind the net now, Gretzky couldn't handle it, tied up on the mesh, and will get the face-off. Jets want it outside the line, and I think he's going to get that call. Last touch by McSorley, so since it's tied up on the mesh, the face-off comes outside the attacking zone. Wayne Gretzky, milestone point number 2,000. His 14th assist, 21st point of the season at 14:32 of the first period tonight. Gretzky at the red line, a pass for Granato, who sent in Sandstrom on the breakaway, and Sandstrom buried it between the legs of Essenza. Gretzky now tied with Pittsburgh's John Cullen for the scoring lead in the NHL, each with 21 points. And Wayne now with an 8-game point scoring streak. Gretzky still out there with Sandstrom and Robitaille. Just 15 seconds left on the power play. Play continues. McSorley centers to Sandstrom. Sandstrom down the middle in the zone. Left side for Robitaille. At the circle, a shot deflected behind the net by Sandstrom. Jets are at full strength. Puck to Housley. He loses. Centered. Past Robitaille by Gretzky, who is all alone in front. Now here comes McElwain down the middle. Offsides Winnipeg, and we get the whistle. Timely break there for the Kings because the Jets had a quick 3-on-2 rush going into the Rudy zone. Well, let's look at the all-time scores in NHL history. Gretzky now with an even 2,000 points. Gordie Howe finished with 1,850. The Kings' former King Marcel Dionne with 1,771. Then Phil Esposito and Stan Mikita. 4 of the 5 centers. Gordie Howe a winger, and of course the big statistic that we showed you, the number of games it took all of those players to accomplish those totals. Gretzky, by far and away, the fewest amount of games, only 857. Everybody else closer to 2,000 than 1,000 in total games played. Period is winding down, 1:30 left. 3-1, the Jets have the lead. And down the right side comes Brent Ashton, tied up by Waters. Puck to Krushelnyski. Krushelnyski now checked by McDermott. Turnover. Ashton has it to Housley. Housley moves in at the circle. He loses to Tonelli. Now Bukestad to Tonelli in the zone. Right side. Tonelli, a shot. Stick save is made. Rebound. Base of the right circle taken by McDermott. McDermott checked by Tonelli. Taken by Fenton. A minute to play in the period. 3-1 Jets. Jets want a face-off, but the puck is worked free. Controlled by Ashton. And Ashton plays it onto the benches on the far side, and we get the whistle. Well, let's take a look right now at the Miller out-of-town scoreboard. Only one other game. They're in the third period. Detroit, a perfect 5-0 at home to start the action. A 6-5 lead over their rivals, the Minnesota North Stars. That's in the third period. And speaking of the Norris division, the Toronto Maple Leafs earlier today fired their coach, Doug Carpenter. The Leafs and Carpenter off to the worst start in the NHL at 1-9-1. The interim coach that was named, Tom Watt, who was the assistant under Doug Carpenter. And a lot of speculation that Jacques Demers may eventually wind up with that position as Toronto Maple Leafs head coach. Now the Kings look to center. They do. It's deflected wide onto the far boards by Brad Jones. 32 seconds left of the period. Jones upended. Penalty coming on the Jets. And we'll get the power play with 30 seconds left in the second period, and the Jets up 3-1. Brad Jones again using his speed. He had a half a step on Puslowski, and Puslowski hauled him down. Jones had missed a tip on a centering pass. Then he was chasing it down on the far boards, and he had a half a step, but Puslowski wasn't going to let him go, and he gets caught for holding. So the Kings, trailing by a pair, will work on the power play for the rest of this period, unless, of course, they score. Right winger Greg Puslowski. His third year with the Jets. Former Blue, former Canadian. Power play has Gretzky, Robitaille, and Sandstrom up front. The Kings 0 for 2 tonight with a man advantage. The Jets are 2 of 4, and they're leading by 2 goals. Off the draw, a shot deflected wide, near side, taken by McSorley. Behind the net, Sandstrom. Sandstrom, right circle, Gretzky. Fakes the shot, passes across, picked off by McElwain. He'll skate to center, and now plays it by Robinson deep into the Kings zone with 11 seconds left to play. McSorley at the red line for the Kings. Flips it off the glass. Karam's behind the net. 3 seconds left. Robitaille battles with Newman who plays it in the corner, and the buzzer sounds, ending the second period. The Jets getting the only goal in that period as Kelly Rudy in goal tonight for the Kings skates off his counterpart, Bob Essenza. So the Jets have a 3-1 lead over the Kings after 2 periods of play. Coming up next, Jim Fox with our Body Glove interview. And he'll check Tim Waters. This is the Los Angeles Kings Hockey Network.
Hi, I'm John Blodgett from Freeway Nissan in Rosemead. We'd like you to come by and see our great selection of new Nissans and find out why we say the best way is freeway. Right now, experience the power and luxury of the Nissan Maxima for as low as $199 a month. And we've got the stylish, luxurious Stanza for only $149 a month. Plus, Freeway has the largest, most advanced service department in the area. And you can always count on friendly, professional salespeople. Freeway Nissan, just off the 60 Freeway in Rosemead.
Sunday night alert. The NFL on TNT. Sunday Nitro. NFL football, a special edition. Thursday night on TNT, the Patriots battle the Dolphins.
Sunday night NFL on TNT, sponsored by these local businesses.
Wouldn't it be wonderful if every once in a while some money showed up in your checking account that you didn't know you had? Well, it could happen if you switch to Great Western, because they pay higher interest than any of the major banks in town. So, if they're underpaying you, come to Great Western Bank. Imagine finding extra cash in your checking account every month. Call today. There's a branch near you where you can start making more money.
I grew up in a family where public service meant being for people. But lately, it seems, the politicians aren't listening. We voted for Prop 103, the lottery, and bonds for schools, housing, and earthquake safety. But no one listens. Nothing seems to happen. I think people are tired of it. I am. And as your treasurer, I'll use my experience in public finance and managing billion-dollar budgets to get the job done for California.
Kathleen Brown, treasurer. She'll put California first.
The championship of thoroughbred racing. See it live this Saturday. Check local listings for the time and station in your area.
We're back at the Winnipeg Arena, and after 2 periods, the Winnipeg Jets lead the Kings 3-1. Joining us now is Kings veteran defenseman Tim Waters. Tim, tonight's game, a lot of skating out there. I'm sure it's very tiring for Kings defensemen, especially for all the Jets' quickness at forward.
Well, we're playing a type of system where we have one-man forechecking and 4 guys back. So if we do our jobs correctly, it's just like any other game. We have to take our men and stay in position, and hopefully we can reduce Winnipeg's speed a little bit and hold them up and contain them a little.
The Kings have been doing a better job this year keeping the goals against down. I'm sure that's one of the phases that's been an improvement for the Kings. Any other areas where you think the Kings have picked it up to keep those goals against down?
Well, there's no question. Our personnel really hasn't changed a whole lot from last year, so I think we're a little bit more committed to defense this year. We're having our wingers come back, and they're holding the forwards up just a little bit. Gives us defensemen an extra second or two to handle that puck and move it up to them. So I think overall we've contained the other teams a little bit better than we had last year. So therefore we reduced that goals against, and it shows in our record this year.
Let me throw a tough one at you. You're a stay-at-home defenseman. The Jets added 2 or 3 scooters this year on defense. How does a stay-at-home guy live and stay afloat in the Smythe division?
A few smarts here. I don't know, Jimmy, but I think every team looks for a stay-at-home defenseman to kind of settle things down, and I try and do that. I try and show up every night and try and reduce those peaks and valleys so my play isn't so inconsistent. I try and make it a little bit more consistent and show up every night, and they think I can contribute to the hockey club, and I feel confident that I can too, so here I am.
Tim, thanks very much for stopping by. Good luck in the third period.
Thank you, Jim.
Nick, back up to you.
All right, thanks very much, Jim. That's Jim with the Tim Waters. Let's take a look back now at this date in NHL history. We go all the way back to 1923. Montreal's legendary Howie Morin scored his first NHL goal in a 3-2 Canadiens loss to Ottawa. Coming up next, a look at some unbreakable NHL records. We're between periods 2 and 3 from the Winnipeg Arena. 3-1 Jets. This is the Los Angeles Kings Hockey Network.
Pete Wilson. Every step of the way, he's proven himself to be ahead of his time. Before the environmental movement had begun, he wrote the first Coastal Protection Act to limit development of our coastline.
Otherwise, those areas would have been developed and lost forever.
His innovative leadership brought the first modern light rail mass transit system to California.
We built it on time, under budget, and without federal funding.
So impressive were his management skills that Howard Jarvis said we wouldn't have needed Proposition 13 if everyone had run their cities like Pete Wilson. He was the first big city mayor in the country to lay down the law to developers to control growth and preserve open space. He wrote the death penalty law for the murder of federal drug agents.
I can't think that they can pull the trigger with impunity. If they're going to take a life, it should cost their life.
And it was Pete Wilson who stood his ground against 3 national administrations to stop offshore drilling. The power of ideas, the will to make them happen. Pete Wilson for governor.
Today's letter comes from Neil Stiff of Oxnard, and he writes, Dear Mr. Beef, can I become as big and as strong as you? No. But Neil, why don't you try the new roast beef club down at Carl's Jr.? Look, real roast beef, bacon, Swiss cheese, lettuce, tomato, all on a French roll. Now, Neil, I suggest you try one of these, because Mr. Beef knows where you live.
The new roast beef club, only at Carl's Jr.
Better watch out, Neil.
Take a typical American car. That's about 3.5 years old with around 40,000 miles on it. And the people who own it would like to keep it maybe 2 more years. But in the next few months, that car may start running a little sluggishly, which could just mean it's time to change gasolines to 89 octane at Unical 76. 2 extra octane points could be all that's needed for 2 more years of trouble-free driving.
Make a smart play. Get complete sports coverage every day in the Daily News. Call us now at 1-800-232-NEWS.
Back here at the Winnipeg Arena, after 2 periods, the Jets have a 3-1 lead over the Kings. When you look at the NHL record book, the names that jump out at you are Gretzky, Lemieux, and others who have rewritten the book. Let's take a look now at some records that may never be broken.
Wayne Gretzky, Mario Lemieux, and other superstars of the 80s have rewritten the NHL record book. Records that once seemed unbreakable now pale before the astounding numbers that today's players are putting up on the board. But with the way the game is changing, are any records safe? Let's look at a few NHL records that may never be broken. When Gordie Howe retired in 1980, his numbers were so astounding that they seemed unreachable. But Gretzky has already passed Howe's records for assists and points, and he'll break the record for goals in a year or so. But Howe's records for longevity look safe. A player breaking in today would have to play all 80 games a season for 23 years to break Gordie's record. The closest active player to Howe is Larry Robinson, and he'd need 6 more complete 80-game seasons after this one. Is Larry Robinson up for another 500 games? Dave Tiger Williams is another player whose career record may be safe. A rookie starting out today would have to average more than 300 penalty minutes a year for 13 seasons if he wanted to be the #1 all-time bad guy. The closest today is Chris Nyland with over 2,500 career minutes. But Chris is 32 years old. He'd have to keep his current 4.3 penalty minutes per game average for 4 more years to pass Tiger Williams. As hockey has evolved from a defensive game to the all-out offense that we see today, the outstanding goaltending records from the past seem the most safe. Terry Sawchuk's career marks of 21 seasons, 971 games, and 103 career shutouts may stand forever. A rookie goalie today would have to play 50 games a year for 20 years and would need to average 5 shutouts a year for all 20 years if he wanted to pass Terry Sawchuk. Mike Liut has played 600 games, which leaves him almost 8 years short of the mark. And he'd need 10 shutouts a year for each of the next 8 years if he wants to break the record. The records we've been talking about are safe mainly because players today have shorter careers than in the past. 10 or 15-year playing careers were common 25 years ago. Today, the 10-year veteran is a rarity. So time is on the side of these longevity records. But what about single game or single season records that may never be broken? We'll talk about them next time.
Well, one record that may never be broken, career points. Gretzky now has 2,000. Sunday we'll have part 2 of NHL Unbreakable Records. Kings Hockey is brought to you by Great Western's family of companies, $40 billion strong. And by Geo, the official car of the 1990 Ski Dazzle Show at the LA Convention Center, November 15th through the 18th. We're between periods. Next, third period action. Jets 3, Kings 1. This is the Los Angeles Kings Hockey Network.
Walk into a television showroom, and someone will probably try to sell you a set with a foreign name on it. Before you see their choice, ask to see yours. Ask to see the first TVs that combine digital video and audio with a performance to back it up. Ask for picture-in-picture with triple flashback. Ask for a single remote that can learn to run everything. Ask to see a Zenith. For true innovation in television, quality never looked more like a Zenith.
Good health is a constant concern. That's why farmers and the California Farm Bureau proudly provide major funding for Proposition 135. And that's why I support the Pesticide Regulation Initiative. 135 doubles testing of food, seeks an end to aerial medfly spraying, trains farm workers on safe pesticide use, and uses science to find alternatives to pesticides. 135, it's good science and just the right medicine for healthful food.
Who know trucks buy Chevy. People who know value buy Chevy. Like the new Chevy S10 with a special Tahoe option package valued at over $2,200. V6 engine, power steering, AM/FM stereo cassette, deluxe two-tone paint, and more, all for this low price. And now with $1,000 factory cash, your cost for this loaded Chevy S10 Tahoe could be as low as $9,281. Yes, people who know trucks buy Chevy. See your Southern California Chevrolet and Geo dealer.
If you've got a checking account at one of the major banks in town and they're paying you interest, you ought to know that you're being shortchanged. You could earn up to 12% more money at Great Western. But compared to what you'd earn at Great Western Bank, you're coming up about this much short every month. Knowing that, shouldn't you be checking at Great Western? Call them. They'll tell you where there's a branch real close by.
Do you know what a Super Bowl ticket looks like?
That's a Super Bowl ticket?
Just read the National Sports Daily. If your license plate or ticket numbers match ours, you could win great prizes every day, even Super Bowl tickets. See? Now you know what Super Bowl tickets look like.
Pick up the National and play.
Both clubs getting out on the ice as we get set for the third period. The Jets have a 3-1 lead here tonight at the Winnipeg Arena. History in the first period at 14:32. Gretzky 2000. It happened when Gretzky teamed up with Granato to send in Sandstrom for the breakaway goal. That's the only King score tonight. Sandstrom's 7th of the season. Again, the time 14:32 of the first period. Let's take a look at the Jack-in-the-Box highlights in that second period. 1 goal. The Jets got it on the power play at 15:57, and they had a sniper in the right place.
Up until this point, the Kings did an excellent job on the penalty killing, but Pat Elnick has a quick release. He cradled the puck, let it go over the shoulder of Kelly Hrudey.
Elnick with his 2nd of the season. Jets lead 3-1. They've outshot the Kings 16-14. The chances fairly even. 8 for Winnipeg, 7 for the Kings. The special teams power play. Kings shut down 0 for 2. Jets 2 of 4. They lead by 2 goals. The penalties all minors by Mark Fawcett, the referee. 6 to LA, 5 to Winnipeg. The Kings with Kelly Hrudey will set up and defend to our left here in the third period. The Jets to our right. Again, the Kings need to come back in this third period or they're going to lose their 5-game winning streak and their 7-game unbeaten string. The Kings coming in with a record of 7-1-1, unbeaten in their last 7. First place in the Smythe Division, 1 point ahead of Calgary. The Flames idle tonight, but they won last night over Edmonton 4-2. Tom Webster behind the Kings bench looking at the clock. The Kings would love to get an early goal here and make it a 1-goal contest. This third period opening faceoff is brought to you by AIS, Auto Insurance Specialists. 1:30 left on the penalty to Puzlowski. So the Kings have the power play to start the third. They trail 3-1. Kings going from left to right as we describe the action. Duchesne and Blake, the point men. Duchesne headmans at center to Granato. Feeds it off on the far side to Gretzky. Its tip comes to Duchesne. Leaves it for Granato in the zone. Left circle. Gretzky fakes the shot. Spins. Holds on. Spins again. Down low. Deflected on. Save is made. And we get a whistle. The net got dislodged in front of Randy Carlyle. So the Kings, they can win the faceoff. Will set it up deep in the Winnipeg zone. Kings are complaining about that whistle. I think that's happened twice, Jim, where the Kings felt that the net really wasn't dislodged.
Especially one of the times that they got into the zone and really set it up.
Well, to put the 2,000 points in greater perspective, Mario Lemieux average points a year, 120. Stastny, 100. Yzerman, 130. LaFontaine, 100. Eric Lindros, 150. That's what they'd have to average for the number of years you see on our simulcast to reach 2,000 points. Boy, will anybody ever come close? And how many will Gretzky finally end up with? 3,000 certainly isn't out of the question. He's not even 30 years old yet. 3-1. The Jets. Kings have the power play. Granato had it roll off his stick inside the Winnipeg line. It rolls to Essenza. He plays it in the corner. Picked off by Gretzky. His pass now tipped. And Steen steals and clears.
One thing the Kings have to get back to is getting Rob Blake back into the action on the power play. Teams are scouting the Kings. They know he has a hard shot, but they've got to go to their strength when they set it up.
30 seconds on the power play. Granato backhands it in. They were trapped. Kings have to touch up. Delayed offsides, but the Jets clear anyway. Now back quickly, Duchesne. Left side, Sandstrom, but offsides was Granato. The Kings just not in sync on the power plays tonight, but you got to give credit to a quick team. The Winnipeg Jets are pressuring them.
They can stand 4 across the blue line when the Kings are trying to enter, and they have such quickness. They can dart out, get Kings off their course they're trying to get on, slow them down so they don't have that speed entering the zone.
Just 18 seconds left on the power play. 18:48 left. We're early in the third period. The Jets have a 3-1 lead. The only goal for the Kings, Sandstrom from Granato and Gretzky. That was point 2,000. McSorley plays it off the near boards behind the Jet net. Taken by Mantha. Mantha around but not out. Kept in. Robinson with a shot. Stick save. Rebound behind the net. Taylor back on the point. Robinson again a shot wide to the right. And McSorley couldn't keep it in at the point. Jets at full strength. Now a turnover at center. Back comes Winnipeg. Puzlowski. Left wing feed. Tipped and kept in by the Jets. Puzlowski cuts to the far boards. Drops it behind the net. Rolls free on the near side where Sykes let it go for Ellett. Ellett with a shot. Hit the post. Rudy was screened, and it hit the post. Ellett from the left point. Now Kozlowski bumped by Ellett. Comes back to Dave Ellett. His shot tipped in front, blocked, and back come the Kings. Todd Ellett through center. Stick handling. Drops it for Taylor for Robitaille. A shot save. Rebound. Ellett fanned on it. Now it's taken by the Jets, and they'll play it by Blake to center. Good chance there by the Ellett line. Shot right back in by Waters. The former Jet took a hit. Dave Ellett on the near side. Long lead pass blocked by Bukestad. Karam's right back to Dave Ellett. Ellett up for Steen at center. And Steen will shoot it down. Chasing is Waters. Plays it off the far boards, but the Jets keep it in. Ellenuk now looks to center. Avoids a check. Has the puck base of the right circle. He's tied up a second time by Blake. Centered to Evans. Lost the puck. Taken by the Kings who break out. 3-on-3 down the right side. Robitaille in the zone. Drops it for Bukestad. A shot. Glove save. Essenza. And he holds on. Great save by Essenza. Robbing Bukestad. We'll be back. This is the Los Angeles Kings Hockey Network.
Guess what? You're invited to the Halloween party of the year. Miller Lite's big Halloween haunt.
Right, big man. 160 very lucky people will be flown to Universal Studios Hollywood.
Find this special can hidden in 12 packs and cases of Miller Lite. It's your invitation to go.
Oh, it's 45,000 on the prizes. Details from Miller Lite. It's gold.
Man, it's going to be a scream.
3-1 Jets, but the Kings almost got their second goal.
Great job by Luc Robitaille. Backhand pass. And Scott Bukestad gets off an excellent shot, but Bob Essenza there. He's quick hands, and he gets it out, making the save. Jets still up by 2 goals.
And Essenza still has the Kings number in his young career. He comes in a perfect 3-0-1, unbeaten. Not really perfect, but perfect enough, at least for him and the Jets. And he's leading here 3-1 early in the third period. So the Kings tonight still looking for a power play goal. They're 0 for 3, whereas the Jets have scored twice with a man advantage, and the special teams have been a factor again tonight. Jets up by 2. They shoot it in. Now Ashton tried to center in front. He did, but didn't get much on it. And it's tipped by Rudy, and here come the Kings through center. Casper in the zone is checked off the puck. Free on the far side to Olesen. Olesen double teamed by Casper and Kudelski. Casper centers. Broken up by the goaltender's stick. Good anticipation by Essenza. Kings keep it in. Pitching Duchesne. Flips it in the corner for Kudelski. Took a hit from Olesen, who leaves it for McDermott, and he'll skate to center. In the middle, McDermott at the red line. Slowly backhands it down. Both clubs make changes. 16:20 left, third period. 3-1 Jets. Kings opening up a 6-game road trip here tonight. Good move by Krushelnyski. Goes in the zone, away from Carlisle in the zone, right corner. Stops and centers. Tipped it. Bukestad with a shot save. Again, Bukestad robbed by Essenza. And the Jets clear it down. So Bukestad with 3 good chances on this shift, but robbed each time by goaltender Bob Essenza. 3-1 Jets. We'll be back. This is the Los Angeles Kings Hockey Network.
Amtrak has the best priced views of America. Whether you travel in any one region or 2 regions, or all 3 regions of the country, Amtrak's All Aboard America fares take up to 45 days, take 3 stopovers, and take your camera.
All aboard Amtrak.
Good shift by Scott Bukestad. 2 good chances.
We've seen the quickness of Essenza's hands. Now we see his feet. Scott Bukestad's going to get 2 shots off. Essenza, he's down. He's up again. Now he's going to throw the pad out again, covering the low angles of the net and not allowing the Kings to get back into it.
So Bukestad had 3 real good scoring opportunities on that shift, and he stays out with Krushelnyski and Tonelli. Why not? Face-off controlled and flipped down by Steen. Chased down by Wheeldon away from Robinson. Has the puck, but he put himself off sides, and we get the whistle. Scott Bukestad with a goal in his first game on opening night, looking for goal number 2nd in the young season. Tom Webster and the Kings, this is an unusual situation for them in the third period to be down by a couple of goals.
It'll be interesting to see how the Kings can react to this. They've been used to going up into the third period, up a couple of goals. They can't start taking chances too early here against the Jets. The Jets are just too quick, and they can counterattack very quickly.
Kings just want to continue to play their game, right?
If they have Tonelli and Krushelnyski deep, go to the net, let Mike Krushelnyski use his strength and hopefully get one by Essenza for the Kings.
Jets have a 2-goal lead, 3-1 with 15:53 left. Wielden, Sykes, and Kozlowski, and the Kings counter with Krushelnyski, Tonelli, and Bukestad. Jets shoot it in from center, chased down by the Kings. Robinson for McSorley, plays it left wing for Tonelli, who breaks out Krushelnyski. At the red line, he shoots it into the left of Essenza. Sykes is back over skates, but Mantha is there. Mantha sends out Wielden. Simon Wielden behind the back pass taken by Kozlowski. He tipped it. Comes to Wielden. Wielden in the zone. Left circle for Sykes. Left it for Kozlowski. He overskates. Moved right in the slot and overskated. Back come the Kings 2-on-1 at the hurry. Tonelli right side. Bukestad back to Tonelli. Didn't get it enough on the pass. And the Jets steal and turn it up ice. Wielden at the red line. A long shot blocked by McSorley. Taken by Waters, right side Robitaille. Robitaille has to stop up, loses to Smale, who plays it back into the King zone. Waters to Blake in front of his own net. He's pressured but fed it off on the near boards. Casper picks it up. Casper in the middle. Sandstrom over the line with a shot. Blocker save. Rebound. Sandstrom has it in the corner. He's checked by McElwain. They fight for it to the far side. Waters centers. It's deflected right point. Blake a shot. Deflected on. Save. Rebound. Deflected over the crossbar by Granato. Taken by the Jets and cleared up to Smale. One-on-one with Blake in the zone. He stops up. A shot. Save. Rebound. Ball on his side. Fired wide to the right. Now Smale behind the net is checked by Waters. They fight for it. Smale is upset with that hit by Waters. Waters is leveled. Shot taken by Newman. Goes wide to the left. And back come the Kings. Through center, Sandstrom in the zone. McElwain ties up one of the Kings on the far side. Loose in front, however. Shot! Fired wide by Granato. Essenza may have got a piece of it. Great chances here in the third by the Kings. Now Arneal, right circle, King zone. Checked off the puck. Here comes Duchesne. Up to Robitaille. Back to Duchesne. A shot deflected wide left. Loose in the slot. Controlled by the Jets. Newman in for Evans. Evans, rink wide. Helenuck in the zone. Right circle. He spins. Check from behind. Got it to Newman. Plays it down low. Stealing and clearing Duchesne for the Kings. Back quickly now Ellick. Ellick in the zone for Taylor. Moves in. Taylor a shot. Save is made with the right leg by the goaltender Essenza. Taylor tried to go down low. Kings are going up high, going down low, but Essenza coming up big.
Kings are getting a lot of speed at the Winnipeg line, and the Jets defensemen have nothing to do but go back, and the Kings are just continuing to force on the Jets net.
Robitaille now on the turnover behind the net, looks to center. Taylor tried to jam it in. It's deflected, taken, and cleared by the Jets and Helenuck. Back to touch will be Marty McSorley, icing on Winnipeg. Pressure by the Kings, but it's still 3-1 Winnipeg. This is the Los Angeles Kings Hockey Network.
Sometimes when I order a bacon cheeseburger, in 2-3 bites, the bacon's gone. I'm left with a cheeseburger. You search, no bacon, no bacon. So figure out how happy I am to walk into Jack in the Box, find this.
The new Bacon Cheeseburger. After we put the bacon on, we put more bacon on. Twice as much as you used to. At Jack in the Box. For exciting new taste, this is the place.
Every bite, I strike bacon.
12:58 left third period. Jets 3, Kings 1. Gretzky back on the bench. He had gone off for, I guess, some minor repairs into the dressing room, but he hasn't been out there for a couple of rotations. Gretzky, I think the last time he was out there, turned the wrong way and was bumped when he didn't expect it. Off the draw in the Jet zone. Fenton controls and will ramble out down the left side, but he's taken down by Krushelnyski. Fans want a penalty. Here comes McSorley. McSorley in the zone, drops it. Left side Bukestad shot deflected. Near side controlled by Tonelli. Tonelli bumped by Ellett. Still has it. At the circle, Bukestad turns. Bukestad moves in with a shot. Saved by Essenza. And Essenza again robs Scott Bukestad. But right there, Bukestad was farther out than the previous 3 opportunities. Well, we go back to our hockey trivia. The question tonight, who are the 3 former Kings who have coached the Jets since they entered the NHL in 1979? 2 defensemen and 1 forward. The answers: Barry Long, a defenseman. From 84 to 86, he coached here in Winnipeg. Dan Maloney, the hard-nosed winger, 86 to 88. And Bob Murdoch, the current coach in his 2nd year with the Winnipeg Jets. And Murdoch and the Jets are turning it around. They dropped 6 straight earlier this month, but they're looking for their 3rd straight victory on this 4-game homestand. They're up 3-1 with 12:31 left to play. Face off to the left of Essenza, who's been brilliant here in this 3rd period. Off the draw, Blake with a shot saved by Essenza, and he'll cover up. Important for a young goaltender, Jim, not only to make that save, but to control the puck and not give up rebounds.
He's had a couple point blanks right on Bob Essenza, but he is controlling the rebound. The one time that he didn't, Scott Bukestad got one back, but there was a Jets defenseman all over Bukestad, and he couldn't get a hard shot on the rebound.
Gretzky is out there with Granato and Sandstrom. The Jets will play it to center. 3 on the far boards. Granato takes a hit from Arneal, and the puck comes back deep into the Winnipeg zone. Carlisle to Numanen. A lead too far for Smale. Turning now Gretzky. Couldn't reach it as he was met at the line by Carlisle, and Blake has it. His pass off Granato to Sandstrom through center. In the zone, right circle Gretzky. Now to Blake, who one-timed it wide to the left. Far boards Granato behind the net to Gretzky. Gretzky centers. Shot to the side by Carlisle. Good coverage in front. Now Carlisle off on the right to Arneal, and he plays to center. Carlisle playing for one of the few times this year, and he looks a little slow out there. Now the Kings offsides as they hit the Winnipeg line. Still 3-1 Jets, and we'll be back. This is the Los Angeles Kings Hockey Network.
This weekend, a world of excitement opens to you. It's Oak Tree's Equifest at Santa Anita. Watch Grand Prix jumping, dancing horses, and elegant dressage. On Saturday, thrill to the $10 million Breeders' Cup, thoroughbred racing's richest day. And Sunday, pick up a free picnic cooler bag, big enough to hold 12 cans, and it's yours free. The Breeders' Cup Saturday, free cooler bag this Sunday at Santa Anita. Early first race Sunday at 12:30.
3-1 the Jets. 11:41 left 3rd period. Steve Kasper out to take the draw at center ice with Wielden. Kasper, along with Jones and Kudelski, doing a tremendous job defensively in the first 10 games. Buskus at the red line will play it in. The Kings will try and chase down. Jones gets in there along with Kasper. Jones has the puck. Jones in the corner. His pass is tipped, controlled by Housley. Left side for Sykes, who backhands it out. At center, loose puck. Wielden has it one-on-one in the zone. Wielden cuts to the backhand, lost the puck, recovers in the corner. Tied up by Duchesne. He centers, deflected behind the net. Kozlowski plays it on the far side. Wielden still on the ice, battling for it with Duchesne. Now Duchesne comes away. Steve Duchesne skating away from Simon Wielden is dumped from behind. Puck comes out to center. Jets got away with one there, and now Duchesne sends it in off Kasper, and the Jets cleared right back down. Chased down by Buskus along with Wielden. Nobody's touched it yet. Now it's touched up by Duchesne, and we get the icing call. 10:49 left, so now time becomes a factor with the Kings trailing by 2.
The Kings have been doing everything correctly this period. They're really throwing things to the front of the Winnipeg net. They're forechecking well. They're taking the body on the much weaker Winnipeg defense, and they're just getting on top of it. They're out shooting the Jets 7-1 in this period, and it's just a matter of time, it seems, but Essens has stood his ground so far.
So the Jets in front 3-1. We say hello to a couple of Kings fans in Woodland Hills watching and listening tonight. Bob and Judy, we hope they're enjoying the game. Face off to the left of Essenza. The Jets control and send it out Evans. Evans in the middle, Ellenuk, who's got a goal. Down left wing, in the zone, stops up for Elliott with a shot. Save up high by Rudy. Rebound to McSorley. McSorley plays it by a forechecking Ellenuk to center, where it's shot right back in by Steen. Rudy will leave it for his defense and veteran Larry Robinson. Give and go with Ellick. Robinson left side now. McSorley to center for Elliott. Ellick is checked by Dave Elliott. It's still bouncing around at center ice. And finally flipped on the right to Robitaille. Down low, right circle. Taylor a shot. Save is made. Rebound cleared to the side by Steen. Steen right boards. Element couldn't clear. Shot taken there by Robinson wide right. Rebound Taylor. Couldn't handle it. Controlled by the Jets, and Evans will just play it down. 9:55 left to play. Robitaille checked by Mantle, lost the puck. Hellenic at center, flips it in, and both clubs will make changes.
Creating their attack. The Kings aren't taking any chances. They're not getting anybody else up in the play. They're just forcing the Jets more in the Jet zone, not allowing them to move and hitting them off the puck.
Now Blake carries it in deep, checked off the puck by the defense. Carlisle plays it around too far for Fenton, comes all the way to the Kings line. Through center, Waters across for Sandstrom. Sandstrom to Blake. Blake in the zone, met at the blue line by Carlisle, forced to feed it in. Newman wraps it around the far side. Sandstrom on the steal. Sandstrom pass picked off. Here comes Ashton. Ashton at the Kings line, cuts to his right, at the circle, drops it down low. Sandstrom takes out McDermott, puck free. McDermott has it, but poke checked away by Rudy. McDermott again tied up by Granato, still has control, leaves it for Ashton, now at the far circle. Ashton drops it far corner for McDermott. McDermott and Fenton. McDermott has it, far corner behind the net. Fenton. Fenton throws a pick, leaves it for Ashton. Ashton centers, knocked back behind the net. And now the Kings play it around on right wing, and here comes Gretzky. Gretzky through center. Goes in the zone. Had a check taken by Granato. A shot off target, wide left. Picked up now by McElwain. McElwain lost control at center. Recovers, left wing board, shoots it down. And back for it is Duchesne. Duchesne plays it up on the far side to Tonelli. Stolen by Arneal. Plays it in deep, back behind the net. Puskas is there. Puskas battling along with Smale and Tonelli. Work free on the far side. Action away from the play. Sandstrom now on left wing. Skates to the red line and shoots it in. To the left of Essenza. McElwain gathers it in. 3-1 Jets. 8 minutes left to play. McElwain up to his winger. Arneal to Smale, who feeds it to the Kings line. Back quickly the Kings. On the right side, Gretzky lost it, put himself off sides, and Housley plays it to the Kings line. Turning, side of zone is McSorley. Off for Robinson. A lead now too far for Tonelli. Goes all the way down, and the Kings control. Play continues. Centered by Kruzhelnyski. Right circle shot. McSorley and a glove save by Essenza, and he holds on. Still 3-1 Jets. We'll be back. This is the Los Angeles Kings Hockey Network.
You know, I love coming to the park with their major. Because there's nothing better than spending a little time with man's two best friends. His dog and his beer. Miller Lite. The less filling beer that really tastes great. What's this?
That's mine.
Yeah, doggy.
Miller Lite, where less filling really tastes great.
Jets 3, Kings 1. Good crowd here tonight, Jim.
An important statistic for the Jets tonight. A sellout, their first of the year, 15,566. I'm not sure if they came to see Wayne Gretzky. It might have been they came to see Nick Nixon tonight.
I doubt that. Off the draw, backhander by Robitaille at the side of the net. Gretzky has reached 2,000 points. He has assisted on the only Kings goal tonight. That came way back in the first period. Jets carry through center, shoot it in. Sykes leaves for Elliott with a shot. Save is made with traffic in front. Wheeldon was screening the goaltender. Now the Jets on a loose puck. Keep it in. Steen, a shot. Deflected. Score! Sykes. Rudy will complain that he was interfered with, but I think the goal's going to stand. 4-1 Winnipeg.
I'm sure Kelly Rudy is complaining. I think, Nick, it's about a possible kick-in or directed in the puck by Phil Sykes' left foot. The pass came through and the shot came through, and Phil Sykes tries to get a stick on it, but it does hit the toe of his left skate and goes past Kelly Rudy. I don't believe Phil Sykes ever made contact with his stick.
Of course, now the question is, and the interpretation by the referee, was it intentional or not? Apparently, it's ruled unintentional, and the Jets get their fourth goal. here at 12:52. And Steen, who took the shot, will pick up his 4th assist of the game. And Rudy is still pleading his case to Mike Civic, the big linesman, but he's not going to win the argument. He did have a legitimate argument, and that's just a judgment call.
It was a tough call because Sykes' stick was so close to his toe that you could never really tell unless you have a replay to look at it when it went off. It happened so quickly, and it got behind Kelly Rudy, and the Jets are up 4-1.
7 minutes left to play. Sykes from Steen at 12:52. Again, 4 assists for veteran Tomas Steen tonight. Numanen up ahead for Steen, who's still out there. That didn't click. Sandstrom for Gretzky. Back to Sandstrom in the zone, but he's double teamed. Steen was there with Numanen. Back comes Winnipeg. Evans through center. Cuts to the right boards. He's bumped by Waters. Fed it in deep, far corner to the left of Rudy. Blake is on it. Blake up and out, Granato through center. Shoots it in off Carlisle. In the corner to the left of Essenza. Carlisle has it. Plays it in a maze of legs. Knocked down by Blake, who's in deep. Kings are going to have to gamble here now, trailing by 3 goals. 3 Jets, 3 Kings fight for it. Worked free by Gretzky, but no one in front. And Evans breaks. Evans, left wing Steen, goes in the zone. Steen twirling, gets by Sandstrom. Cuts behind the net and centers, but it's blocked by Rudy. He covers up, and the fans are enjoying the work of Tomas Steen tonight. We'll be back. This is the Los Angeles Kings Hockey Network.
The earth, nature's gift. It's there for you to use to do something healthy. To keep yourself in balance. And there's always Evian natural spring water from the French Alps. Another of nature's gifts you can use to do something healthy.
Kelly Rudy still upset over that goal that was allowed to Sykes by the referee and the linesman. He clearly felt it should not have counted. Redirected in by the left skate of Sykes, but they allowed it. On the draw, Olesen, a shot wide to the left. Rebound, Kudelski has it. Kudelski in the middle, too far for Casper. Outside the Jets line, Housley. In the middle now for McElwain. Back to Housley, the former Sabre, came over in the Howard-Chuck deal. He plays it to the Kings line off McElwain. Loose puck now at center, controlled by Arneal. And Arneal will play it down. Jets now can dump and chase and force the Kings to go the length of the ice to generate offense because they've got a 3-goal lead with under 6 minutes to play. Gretzky has a point tonight. Milestone point number 2,000. He assisted on the Kings' only goal at 14:32 of period number 1. At center, Duchesne spinning, plays it inside the line where Olesen dumps it all the way back down. Duchesne in his own zone. Behind his own net, starts it up the right side, now brings it through center. Duchesne, stick handles, goes in the zone, left side, the Kings control it, centered by Casper. Right circle, Kudelski, a shot, he scores! Bob Kudelski, playing the puck off the near boards, wound up from the top of the right circle, took the shot. It may have been tipped in front, may have gone in off the far post. But Kudelski gets the Kings' second goal. It's 4-2 Winnipeg.
Bob Kudelski's going to let it go. He has a one-timer here, but Brad Jones is going to the front of the net. Mo Mantha, the defenseman for the Jets, couldn't push him out of the way. Pushed him into Bob Essensa, and it sneaks through all the way on the ice, and it's going to go off the far post. Great shot by Bob Kudelski.
Another accurate shot. The puck going in, I think, off the inside of the post. We'll wait for the official call, but if Kudelski gets it, it will be his 7th, and he will be tied with Gretzky and Sandstrom for most goals on the club.
Again, Brad Jones has to get at least a pat on the back for going to the net there, taking it offensive with him, and in the same turn, taking Bob Essensa out.
Kudelski gets the goal, his 7th. Casper will pick up 1 assist. Play continues and now deflected onto the bench. The puck as Granato chopped it away from one of the Jets. 4-2 Jets. Let's pause for station identification. This is the Los Angeles Kings Hockey Network.
Prime Ticket ground transportation arranged through General Rent-A-Car, which offers a free gift when you rent a compact or larger Chrysler car. General Rent-A-Car. The more you rent, the more you get.
Play underway. The Kings trailing by 2 with 4:50 left Casper and Duchesne the assist on Kedelski's 7th. Now the Jets shoot it down. Ashton pressures McSorley, but McSorley got it to Robinson, who plays it down. Chased down inside the Winnipeg line by Gretzky. Leaves it for Sandstrom. Sandstrom in the corner. His pass tipped. Gretzky has it. He centers. Coming back is Ashton to steal. Now he loses. Sandstrom a shot. Point blank. Save is made. Base of the right circle. Sandstrom was set up.
Larry Robinson surprising Brent Ashton there. Just goes to show how the Kings are going to take chances now.
And Sandstrom offsides with Gretzky and Granato as they hit the Jets' blue line. Kings Hockey is brought to you by Jack in the Box Restaurants, where you can get the new Bacon Cheeseburger made especially for people who could never get enough bacon until now. And by Amtrak, serving over 500 hometowns across America. 4-2 Jets, down to 4:20 left to play. And here in Winnipeg, young and old, they're enjoying the game. A sellout crowd, 15,566. Jets looking for their 3rd win in a row. Kings looking for their 6th win in a row. And 8th game without a loss. Carlisle setting up behind his own net. Feeds it off on the right, too far for Steen at the red line. Waters shot it in, but back quickly Numanen. A pass deflected at center, Tonelli on it. Tonelli and Carlisle meet outside the Jet line. Turnover, and it's taken by Elenick, who plays it to the Kings line. Some tight checking here by the Jets is what they would like to see. Now Evans up for Elenick. He's bumped by Waters. Loose puck, far circle, way out is Rudy to leave it for Kruzhelnyski. 4-2 Jets, 3:35 left to play. Blake now gives it away, taken by Arneal, but he's checked by Kruzhelnyski, who helped out defensively. Good recovery there by the veteran forward, and the Kings send it to center. On the right boards, Blake. Left wing pass for Gretzky, goes in the zone. Curls, leaves it. A shot, Sandstrom, 40 feet. Didn't get a lot on it. Save was made anyway. Sandstrom is sent flying, no call. Housley with it. Up for McElwain, let it come to center. We're down to 3:05 left. McSorley for the Kings. Turning inside his own line. Headmans for Sandstrom. Down the middle. Sandstrom, a quick shot. Stick save is made. Essenza leaves it for Arneal. Back come the Jets. Arneal for Smale. Right side taken by McElwain. A shot. Gloved by Rudy. And Rudy will hold on as he's watched closely by speedy Doug Smale. Let's take a look at the Miller out-of-town scoreboard. One other game, it's over with. In Detroit, the Red Wings a perfect 6-0 now at home. 8-6 they win tonight over Minnesota. Probert, Carson, each with a goal and 2 assists. All the highlights, nightly sports news, tonight at 10 o'clock on Prime Ticket with Press Box. And on our flagship radio station, the Mighty 690, Lee Hamilton tonight after the game with Kings Talk. 2:47 left. Jets 4, Kings 2. Sandstrom and Kedelski the goal scorers tonight. Gretzky with 1 assist, but it was a big one. Career point number 2,000. Alec now through center at the red line. Tries to split the defense, nudged it in front, but it's tipped and controlled by Sykes. Now Sykes across on the right side for Kozlowski. In the zone, offsides Ashton, or he was in cold down the middle. Break there for the Kings.
2:27 remaining in the 3rd period, Nick. All Kings defensemen looking to go after the play, looking to jump into the play. As we look at Phil Sykes, a former Kings player, and Bob Murdoch, now the coach. The Jets really had a tough time early in this period, but they've settled down now. They've regained a 2-goal lead and seem to be just willing to dump it in, but the Kings have to continue to go to the net like they did earlier in the period. Throw the puck there any opportunity. And as I said, the Kings defensemen looking to join the rush at any time.
The Jets send out Tomas Sandstrom with 4 assists tonight. He, along with Elenick and Evans, paired against Alec, Robitaille, and Taylor. Numanen takes the face-off, shoots it in. Funny hop off the boards, near corner. It comes to Blake. He has time, plays it up for Taylor. Went by him, kept in at the point. Carlisle a shot. Score! Rudy was screened. He got a piece of it. It hit him up high, but it skipped through. And the Jets regain the 3-goal lead. Carlisle makes it 5-2 Winnipeg.
Carlisle's going to get the shot off, and Evans of the Jets skates right through the crease, Kelly Rudy did not see the puck until it hit him. And I don't think he saw it then. It just gets through. Again, a tough screen. It hits Kelly Rudy, but it gets through. He wasn't ready for it. An excellent play by Evans of the Jets to go to the front of the net and put the screen on Rudy.
So Carlisle keeping it in at the left point, let it go with that screen in front. Blake and Taylor on the near side. Looked like the Kings would have cleared it out, but they couldn't. Now the Jets play it in deep. Buskus is bumped by Evans. Puck taken by the Kings. Granato back out with Gretzky. Granato up to Gretzky in the zone. Stops up. Stick handles. Comes over and back. Delayed offsides. But the Jets will skate to center. Steen back check by Sandstrom, but he'll play it deep into the Kings zone. 5-2 Jets, 1:40 left to play. Gretzky now in the zone to Sandstrom to Granato, a shot save, rebound, Sandstrom stopped by Essenza, and play continues. 2 more saves by goalie Bob Essenza. Now Housley with speed through center, goes into the zone, cuts to the right, plays it off the boards behind the net. McElwain centers, loose in the slot, shot, save, Rudy off Smale. And Tonelli has it, plays it off a skate to center. 1:15 left, 5-2 Winnipeg. Smale a loose puck, backhands it right back in. McSorley up to Bukestad off his stick and over the glass, out of play. 5-2 Winnipeg in the third period. Sykes and Carlisle have scored. Kudelski for the Kings. Wayne Gretzky will skate off. He has been limited to just 1 assist tonight by the Jets.
Wayne Gretzky's very proud of those assists. He'd probably much rather have his 2,000 point happen on an assist. I'm sure it looks like the Kings are going to go to get defeated tonight, and I'm sure he'd rather celebrate the moment with a Kings victory.
That Carlisle goal was unassisted. His second goal of the season at 17:44. 1 minute left to play. The Jets up by 3. Ellett, a pass off Ashton at the Kings line. It dropped to Robinson, who falls down. Ashton has it for Fenton. A shot. Save is made. Now Rudy with a slash in the back of McDermott. Slashing the call on Rudy, who I think did that more out of frustration, going back to that Sykes goal.
Very big goal by Phil Sykes. Again, it was directed in by Phil Sykes' left toe, but Kelly Rudy taking it out now, only 46 seconds to go. Kings down 5-2. Took a swat with his stick, and that goalie stick weighs a lot. Paul McDermott, stationed in front, gets a little bit of action from Kelly Rudy.
I think Rudy obviously still upset because with it still a close game at 3-1, Sykes got that goal to make it 4-1. It was directed in off his skate toe, at least in the estimation of Rudy, and he's not been a happy goaltender since that time. So Rudy slashing at 19-14. And one of the Kings who is out there will serve it. Tonelli will serve the minor. So the Jets, who have a 3-goal lead, work on their 5th power play tonight. They're 2 of 4. And the 2 power play goals, both to Winnipeg. The Kings have been shut down with the man advantage tonight.
Referee Mark Fawcett over the penalty time bench. I think one of the problems may be picking a Kings player off the ice. Has to serve the penalty, Kelly Rudy. The off-ice officials are trying to figure out maybe who was on the ice at the time. The clock is running.
Yeah, so maybe the clock didn't stop when it should have. It showed 46 seconds, and they're going to have to do some adjusting. 19 seconds up on the board, but there's somewhere, I think, between 40 or 50 seconds left to play. With the Jets in front, 5-2. And Tonelli's still in the penalty box. So Mark Fawcett, the referee, is still conversing with the timekeeper. The backup time remaining is kept on the bench manually with a stopwatch in case something like this happens. So they'll try and coordinate things and reset the clock. The Jets got 2 quick goals tonight from Housley and Olesen before it was 6 minutes old, and they've never been headed. A 2-0 lead then became 2-1 when Sandstrom got the goal for the Kings in the first on the milestone assist by Gretzky and also assisting Granato. Then Elenick and Sykes a 4-1 lead. Kudelski made it 4-2, and Carlisle here late. And that's where we stand, 5-2. 46 seconds officially up on the clock now. Face off, McDermott, a shot. Look, saved by Rudy, and he holds on and he puts that stick up right in the face of McDermott. It was McDermott who was slashed just a few moments ago by Rudy that drew the penalty on the Kings goaltender. So Rudy obviously upset with McDermott and the Jets. And the officials, I guess.
Back-to-back games between the Jets and the Kings this weekend. And Paul McDermott, one of the more physical Jets. He's going to the front anytime he can. It's 210 pounds. But Kelly Rudy may be showing him, stay out of the crease area. It's 5-2. There's only 40 seconds left or so in the game. Let's get this game over with, but stay out of my crease.
Again, the players are not supposed to interfere with the goaltender in the crease, the semicircular goal crease, which they added a couple of years ago to prevent goaltender interference, but it seems that it's a rarity that they even call it anymore. Face off to the left of Rudy, 5-2 Jets, 43 seconds left to play. Ashton and Casper out on the draw. Face off controlled by the Jets. Newman moves in, a shot. Save is made. Loose puck. Score. Fenton. And we have a fight going underway. McSorley. And who is that? McDermott?
It's Paul McDermott, Barney McSorley, and Rod Buskis, both Kings defensemen as the puck drop. Just went after McDermott. Paul Fenton was allowed to stand right in front and bang it away. And he bangs in the 6th goal for the Jets. But it's Marley McSorley trying to get a piece of Paul McDermott.
Right after the puck went in, it was a shot taken by Newman that Rudy made the save on, but he lost the rebound.
It came right out to Paul Fenton. It was a long rebound, and Fenton's going to bang it home. But again, McSorley more preoccupied with taking out McDermott and Fenton here, and he just bangs it in between Kelly Rudy's pads.
1922, the power play goal, third power play goal for the Jets tonight. Fenton's 4th. Newman will pick up an assist as McSorley is escorted off to the Kings dressing room with only 38 seconds left.
Marty McSorley really not concerned with the goal against. I'm sure the Kings aren't. They're trying to set the tone maybe for next game, telling Paul McDermott, if you're going to come to the front of the net, that's fine, but stay out of the way of Kelly Rudy. Let him see the puck and get out of his crease.
So we'll get penalties here at 1922. The Jets 3 of 5 on the power play tonight. So the Kings will try and figure out how to shut down their man advantage during the rematch on Sunday here at the Winnipeg Arena. And you know, you look at the scoring tonight, Jim, for the Jets, and almost on every play a defenseman has been involved, which isn't surprising.
They can carry the puck, but they can also shoot it well, and it's not surprising, Nick. When they added Phil Housley, it was kind of a surprise because they already had 3 or 4 offensive defensemen. But he just adds to that. They're changing the whole tone of the game here in Winnipeg. They're trying to get up into the play, move up into the play, and let their defensemen control the puck close to the top.
I don't think the Jets are happy with the way the penalties were dished out. I think they expected maybe to get a instigator, or the Kings to get an additional 2 and get another power play, but it doesn't happen that way. Ashton also got an assist on that 6th goal. 6-2 Jets. Under 30 seconds to play. Casper for the Kings. Right circle to Kudelski. Had it checked away by Carlisle. Now Buskis with a shot deflected by Fenton out to center ice. 15 seconds left. Played back in by Waters. Newman in controls. Jets content to just hold on, clear the zone. Down to 8 seconds left. Around for Fenton. He puts it over the glass and out of play with 5 seconds showing on the clock. And the Jets are going to win their 3rd straight. They're up 6-2, and they'll snap the Kings' 7-game unbeaten string and 5-game winning streak.
Bob Essensa made some very big saves early in the 3rd period. The Kings held their poise. They came in down, but they really went at the Jets. They went to the front of the net. They weren't taking any chances, but Bob Essensa continued to stop them. Stopped Scott Bukestad twice in a row, point-blank shots, and he's held the Jets in.
The only penalty was McSorley getting a misconduct as the play continues, and the puck comes to center, and the buzzer sounds, ending the hockey game. So Bob Essensa and the Winnipeg Jets will skate off with a victory over the Los Angeles Kings, and this the first meeting between these two Smythe Division rivals. The final score, the Jets 6 and the Kings 2. Final comments, this is the Los Angeles Kings Hockey Network.
My father owns Columbia Volkswagen here in Montebello, and obviously this does not make me an expert on cars, but I know what I like. I like comfort, I like...
The Kings have Todd Ellick out. He'll take the draw.